At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, as I'm sure you're well aware, today is, in fact, April Fool's Day, the unofficial holiday where all pranks are expected, and if done right, they're also accepted. Now, over the last few years, even corporate America has gotten in on the act. For example, Omaha Steaks, they announced that they're getting into the romance novel business. That's right. Let's see. They say that their first novel will be released under the title of Certified Tender. Crunch Bar. They announced that they're introducing a quieter Crunch Bar so that you can eat the bar, well, quietly. And Tic Tacs said they're offering Dr. Pepper flavored Tic Tacs, which frankly does not sound like an April Fool's prank, but it is. But look, that's all good-natured stuff. Unfortunately, there are less good-natured scams going on year-round. A few examples. A 67-year-old woman loses life savings in Keanu Reeves' imposter romance scam. 63-year-old woman thought she was in an online relationship with Enrique Iglesias. What? Yeah, artificial intelligence Brad Pitt dupes woman out of $900,000. Then there's a guy who was duped by his actual love interest, which would be his wife. Yeah, she's 8 months pregnant, which is true. But the last 2 times that he picked her up from the doctor's appointments, he was unknowingly her getaway driver from the 2 different banks that she robbed. Good times. But like we said, there are cons and scams going on all the time, from swatting to text about unpaid tolls to the guy putting googly eyes on public art. But that's what we want to talk about today. In honor of April Fool's Day, our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is: who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Full Patrol is the way we go. Welcome to Season 20, Episode number 4,293. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeats. Taryn Daly, Steve Miggs from the Daily Miggs Morning Show will join us once again. We will sit and spin. And today, we deal with fools. Not only Steve Miggs and Taryn Daly from the Daily Miggs Morning Show, but 10 songs for April Fools.
Yeah.
Where we talk about the fools.
Just the fools.
The fools in music.
All right.
People sing about fools.
They do sing. There's a lot of songs about fools.
It's all about fools. 10 songs for April Fools on the way. at 4:30. What else do we have for you today? Oh, yes. Don't forget that Thursday, Seattle Rock Day, our 6th annual celebration, as we celebrate Seattle's amazing music legacy for a full day and help our friends at SMASH, Seattle musicians, access to sustainable health care. Now, you can donate now at KISW.com, but we'll have a bunch of auction items and try to get as much money as we can as they provide medical, dental, mental health services, and more at either free or a very low cost.
Yeah.
And nothing but Seattle music all day long. So it's coming our way on Thursday. And today is April the 1st, April Fool's Day. You've known about this day your entire life. Sometimes you forget when April 1st is upon us. Either way, typically, if you get up and you read the news, you will find that someone is up to a prank or up to no good.
Of course.
Now, whether that's a company, whether that's an individual, it is yet to be seen, especially when they say, like, McDonald's is going to sell a cheeseburger with no cheese for one day only.
Right.
Those type of things, you kind of go, all right, I get a good read on this. Pranks, for the most part, they are not meant to harm anyone. Occasionally, though, people do get harmed.
Right.
Depending on the level of pranks. Now, to be scammed, there's definitely a victim in that.
Yep.
But typically, that is your wallet or whatever you're doing there. To be bamboozled, that's just to have the wool pulled over your eyes from someone. And we have tons of examples of that today.
That sounds a little premature, but there was Sunday. I'm in the car with the kids. And, oh, man, what is it? Salt and Pepper. Push It comes on, right? Oh, Push It. And both of them are kind of singing it, right? They know it from whatever they know it from. Mm-hmm. And I turned around and looked at them, and I said, that song's about taking an S, right? And for 1 second, they just looked at me. And my daughter kind of smiled, and she's like, there's no way. I said, no, it is. It really is. My wife, of course, chimed in and said, Jesus Christ, no, that is not what the song's about. I said, then do you want to tell them what the song's about? And then it was silent in the car. My son kind of winked at me like, oh, I know what it's about. But follow up yesterday, he's taking a dump. I walked by the bathroom door, and I started singing, oh, push it, push it. And I was told, quite frankly, go away.
Go away.
Yeah. But for 1 second, it made me happy.
Now, believe it or not, the history of April Fool's Day goes back hundreds of years.
Of course.
It's not just something that popped up like, every day.
National Donut Day.
Now that we have one of those.
What was yesterday? Hug a medievalist day or some crap like that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we go back in time for a couple of times.
Did you? I didn't. You know what, Ted? I would have hugged a medievalist, but it turns out, in the time of my coming to work, going home, in my time here, did not see a single medievalist to hug.
Not one?
I did.
Not one, man.
But I stopped at the turkey leg store on the way home.
Ooh, good call. Yes.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them in
Ye
there.
old turkey leg, yeah.
Yeah, they were just in there hanging out.
Turkey leg and corn dog.
Want to hold a sword? No, I just need a hug.
68 years ago, in 1957, the BBC announced that because of a mild winter in Switzerland, spaghetti trees were producing more spaghetti than normal, and they showed footage of people pulling strands of spaghetti out of tree branches. People immediately started calling in asking how to grow their own spaghetti tree. So the BBC told them, quote, place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce and hope for the best. Some people did that. 40
we
years
laugh,
ago.
but years ago, Castle had just gotten a smoker, I believe it was. Anyway, he was trying to perfect brisket. And like most people trying to do brisket, the first 2 or 3 attempts failed. And we insisted that he planted the brisket in the backyard so he could grow a brisket tree. And I was stunned at the number of people that believed this.
Come on.
I swear to God, like emails would come in and be like, seriously, man, he's growing a brisket tree? And so I just rolled with it and said, sure.
Yes. In 1985, Sports Illustrated claimed a rookie pitcher named Sid Finch. He's planning to play for the Mets. Ted, do you know this story?
No,
This is
great.
great. This is great.
They said he could throw 168 miles an hour and that he trained at a monastery in Tibet. I don't know if that helped sell more tickets to that game is the problem, but Mets fans went nuts. And the magazine was flooded with requests for more information on a guy who did not exist. So the Mets did that in 1985. Then there's the folks at Taco Bell. 29 years ago, in 1996, Taco Bell said that they had bought the Liberty Bell and were renaming it the Taco Liberty Bell.
I remember that.
And people got pissed.
Oh, people lost their minds.
Yes. Now, there also have
That
been...
seems realistic in this day and age.
Well, you'd be sponsored by. Right.
Yeah. There have been times when things have actually happened on April the 1st, and people thought that they were being pranked. Unfortunately, in these instances, they were not being pranked. Mm-hmm. So there's been real news that has actually broke on April 1st and was dismissed as an April Fool's Day prank. The murder of Marvin Gaye in 1984.
Happened on April 1st, or at least that's when it was reported.
Yeah. His father shot him in a dispute about something. The murder of Selena in 1995. The death of comedian Mitch Hedberg in 2005. And believe it or not, the cancellation of Guiding Light in 2009.
And people are saying, like, you're being...
Those were real.
Yeah, but they're like, you're being distasteful. But and they're like, no, we're actually giving you news. Like, Marvin Gaye has, in fact, been murdered by his father.
The bigger problem is that Mitch Hedberg dying on April Fool's Day is a Mitch Hedberg joke. I would like to die on April Fool's Day. That way, nobody would believe that I'm actually dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he did. That's
I think
crazy.
there's people that still think he's not dead.
You can die. There's somebody out there who believes you're alive.
Well, let's start with a story about pranks as our question, who was scam pranked or bamboozled? And this one gets a little gross and gets a little dark, and I think this guy obviously took it way over the line. A New Jersey police chief is under investigation and allegations that he created a so-called Animal House-like atmosphere in his department. 5 officers who have worked under Chief Robert Farley at the North Bergen Police Department filed notices to sue Farley for assault and harassment, alleging he engaged in pranks at the department, including defecating on the floor and in wastebaskets, exposing himself, shaving his body hair over people's property and food,
Jesus,
using racial slurs, jabbing an officer in the penis with a hypodermic needle, forcing officers to do schoolwork for his child, spiking the office coffee with drugs, including Viagra, and scraping fluids from his underwear onto people's seats in the chief's office, according to one officer.
Are those pranks at that point? Like, if someone stabs you in the penis with a needle, I'm like, I don't see that as a prank.
I think this is one time where I don't think racial slurs.
I don't think that's a prank.
Right,
April Fool's, my brother.
Of all that, stuff, like this
I don't normally say that.
Yeah, like I'm going to go, I'm not too worried about him being a little racist with all the other stuff he's doing.
April Fool's. We're good, right?
Oh, man. Is that game on?
He just walked down the street.
No.
What's up, Mike? No. Oh, April Fool's.
Miles and I think it's on.
I'm not racist. I swear. I just want to say
I'm just kidding.
I just want to say it.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's April Fool's.
April Fool's, man. Sorry.
That'd be a bold way, man.
Yeah, I know. What happened to you? It's a joke. The allegations also included practical jokes, including putting ink or raw eggs on doorknobs.
That's a prank.
Clogging toilets with paper. Microwaving hot sauce in a situation that created noxious fumes. Putting firecrackers under workers' chairs. And setting off car alarms. He is also accused of lashing out in anger at times, including allegedly pulling a TV monitor from a wall and smashing it, smashing a plaque on someone's desk, and pulling a doorbell from a wall. The officer said that when he complained about the hypodermic needle incident, Farley told me, I don't know how to take a joke. The officers say that Farley retaliated against the officers who complained by assigning them to unfavorable shifts, denying them promotions, and sending sex toys to their homes. The township denies...
This is the police chief.
That is correct.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he is... he was a police chief. Township denies the allegations, says it has confidence in Farley, who has been in his job since February 2024.
Wait, he's done all of this in a year?
Yes.
Jesus.
In order to avoid the appearance of a conflict of interest, some of the officers involved say the situation has been referred to the Attorney General's office and that a state investigation is underway.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a lot going on there, for sure.
It's one thing to have an accusation. Then it's another thing to have 20 accusations, and then it's something entirely different to have 20 accusations, but they're all for different things.
That's correct. Ted, you brought up this scam the other day. Whiskey casks have become an increasingly popular investment in recent years. But experts warn that there are scammers galore in the industry, and an investigation found that at least 3 companies are being investigated for selling whiskey that was massively overpriced or non-existent. Some people were promised that the whiskey would soar in value as it aged, and they lost their life savings. Among them is a health worker, Jay Evans, 54, who sold her home in 2021 after learning that she had terminal cancer. She spent around $100,000 on 7 casks after being promised lucrative returns from Whiskey Scotland, a company that later disappeared without a trace. She found out that 5 of the casks were worth far less than she had paid, and 2 never existed. Another dodgy whiskey broker is being run by a man who was jailed in 2019 for an $8 million rare earth metals investment scam. Kenny MacDonald, a legitimate whiskey broker in Scotland, tells the BBC that there are good guys in the industry, some that are profiteering, and then you get the ones who are downright nasty. And they're selling someone a piece of paper for a cask that just never existed. Dang. They say the sharks are circling. They know there's blood. They can smell it. And unfortunately, in this particular case, the blood is whiskey. Last year, whiskey writer Felipe Schreberg, co-founder of the Protect Your Cask anti-scam effort, told Drinks International that with more people eyeing casks as a long-term investment, scammers could cause a reputational car crash for the industry. The Scotch whiskey community relies on informal relationships and the assumption that whoever you're dealing with has integrity. But when you have people come in without integrity, decide there's money to be made through breaking the law, on top of being a criminal, you are disrupting that industry and that community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe last time I was scammed was on an Instagram ad for a piece of art that I wanted to get.
All right. What was the art?
It was, you know what? It was a wood carved plaque where they do kind of like the geographical height of things.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Have you ever seen that? Like where they'll do a mountain range?
What's that, topography?
Topography.
Yeah.
Topography.
But they do it in wood.
I like maps.
I don't know if they do lasers or whatever, but with the golf course, Chambers Bay, that I go play.
Okay.
I thought that would be a cool thing to have.
Sure.
It's kind of painted in, so the green grass and all that stuff, and it looks pretty cool. It's 3-dimensional and everything else.
Well, how much were they charging for this?
I paid $200 for that.
So you did pay the money?
Yes, I did.
And then what did you find out?
I found out that 4 years later, I still don't have it. I was never able to get back in touch with them. They did not respond to any emails. When I sent them an email, that email address would bounce back.
Oh, what do you know?
And I'm past the point of being able to go to my bank and say, hey, Fraud.
Yeah, the money's gone.
You waited 4 years. I mean, we barely have records of this transaction. Sure, they do, but at the same point in time, to catch that person and to close that transaction down, they needed some time. But I just assumed it was in production and would eventually be on its way.
I mean, that's one way you buy more time. Just like, hey, man, we make these from scratch. It takes this long. I got out of the shower this morning. There's a text on my phone. And I know the text scams are huge, you know, whether it's you didn't pay your toll or some weird outstanding balance. But this one says, hey, man, somebody broke into your Apple Pay. They tried to make an unauthorized payment. Hit us back at this if this is not the case. And my first thought is, and look, I'm very much a caveman. And people make fun of me for it. But I will say one of the beauties of being a caveman and being very analog is it's hard to scam me because I'm like, I don't have Apple Pay. I know a ton of people have Apple Pay. I know a ton of people have PayPal, Venmo, you name it, right? I get it. I understand it's convenient. I have none of that. I am very much I'm going to give you cash kind of person. The worst thing that would happen to me is that you give me counterfeit bills back. But it's like, you can't get me on this. I have nothing. Yep. I have basically a zero tech footprint because I just don't understand it. And deep down, I don't care. But I get all kinds of scam things on my phone, as most people do. You know, you didn't do this or you owe us for that. And I'm like, this is impossible. And I understand what they're doing. You hedge your bets on the percentage. Most normal people probably have a Facebook page or something like that. I don't. So when I got the text about a year ago, hey, man, somebody hacked your Facebook page. You can get out of it.
Right.
I don't. I'm like, well, I don't do Facebook. Somebody hacked this other social media. I don't do it, man.
I was on Instagram, got hacked, can't get back in, so I've been off of it for months just because I cannot get my account back. So I'm like, the hell with it. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight you to reinstate my account.
Nah, it ain't worth it.
Every time they email me back, well, we need this more information. I'm like, this sounds like a scam now.
Actually, I did get a legitimate text from Google, and I knew this was coming because they announced it, I think, last year. But they said, we terminated your Gmail account. It has been inactive for 5 years. I was like, right, because when I got my new phone, I told you I don't want one. But the way they do the phone thing, I don't know if they still do it, but it's like, no, you get this Gmail account just because you have the phone. I was like, cool. I'm never going to use it. I don't use it. I'm not going to use it. And I want to say last year they said, look, they're going to go through and start auditing it. And if there's been no activity, we're just going to cancel the account. So I was actually relieved when I got that, and I knew it wasn't a scam. I'm like, Thank you. I didn't want it. I told you I don't freaking
You didn't open
want
up that email. Probably tons of people reaching out to you. Hadn't talked to you in years.
Maybe. Don't care.
Trying to find out.
Thousands of emails were in there because I would still get alerts on my phone like, hey, you have a new email on Google. But it got to the point where it's like you have like 5,300 unread messages. I'm like, you're going to stay that way, man.
Man, you want to prank someone, don't do it on April 1st. That is the worst time to do it. Hey, look, if you want to have a good time, take a day like Father's Day and start emailing your buddies.
Yeah.
From a burner account. Like, hey, I got something to tell you. You remember when we met? And I'll know where they've been if they've been there. Yeah, well, would you like to meet your son and 2 daughters?
And also, don't propose
Too deep,
on
Miles.
April 1st.
Too deep.
Don't propose on April 1st. They're not going to believe it.
Exactly. Will you marry me?
Even if you have the ring, they'll be like, it's not a real diamond. Like, I swear to God, it is.
And don't say you're having a kid if you're not. Today.
Father's Day.
I just know there's a lot of people that struggle having kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Missed out the announcement yesterday. Men's Room 20th Anniversary World Tour. Stop number 3 is on. We will see you at Muckleshoe Casino with the reunited New Originals. Saturday,
right.
April 12th, an absolutely free show at 10 o'clock. Of course, we will have the Men's Room IPA in the bright yellow can there, the 20th Anniversary Lager from Black Raven, Men's Room Beer Brats from Uli's Famous Sausage, the Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company, all benefiting our friends at the Fisher House. It is a free show. It is a free concert. I cannot believe you guys actually patched things up, even though they told you to stop using the name of the band as well.
Yeah, that's why I went out as Thrill in the older originals.
For a long time.
Yeah. But, you know, like anything, man, they offered us a big, fat, 8-figure contract.
And you're back.
And we're back, man.
Right.
It was the money.
Come drink with us for a free show and good times as we say cheers to 20 years. All the details at KISW.com.
By the way, I'm curious to see how our drummer, Ryan Castle, right, he agreed to terms of the contract and we sat down with the lawyers, said, I will reunite with these guys. And then he did the one thing we'd asked him not to do. He broke his toe last night.
Wow. Is there a cast system for bands? No. Do all lead singers get paid more? Is the guitarist gets paid more?
It depends
who's in the bottom of the boat is what I'm asking.
Depends how the band gets together.
Okay.
All right. So if you're a 5-piece band and you're the original band, it's 20% for all of them, right? But 10 years into the band, say, I don't know, the rhythm guitarist leaves. Well, whoever replaces him, you ain't getting 20%.
Right. I'm going to guess Ted and Mike, you guys probably get paid the least because you only do like one song. You know what I mean?
Well, we
So as far
offered
as
them
the pie
more, but
goes.
they walked out of the contract negotiations. They said, look, we'll do one, but they wanted a certain amount. I'm not trying to call it your business acumen, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys decided.
Ted gets paid by the song, right? So
by the note, by the beat.
By the beat and the song.
Unfortunately, I don't have that many lyrics this time.
Are you doing Tequila from the Champs?
We tried to put that in there, but he's like, look, you're trying to dupe me.
It's going to be a great day. If you're in Auburn on Saturday, April 12th, join us starting at 2 o'clock for a free show and a little party there as we say cheers to 20 years. Our question, who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So years ago, my kid sister and I were kind of going back and forth, pranking each other. I'm 9 years older than her, and while she was on vacation, her and my ex stepdad went to Hawaii for vacation, and he wanted me to take care of his house while he was gone. So I had a house key to his place, and I filled her entire bedroom with balloons, like wall to wall, floor to ceiling. Cost me like $400. Took me a lot of man hours to do so. I solicited the help of her friend. My friend and I went out there. First couple hundred we did with our lungs, and then we're like, no, this is not going to work.
Right. So did you get a tank?
Yeah, well, I'm a contractor, so yeah, I've got an air compressor.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like a helium tank?
Yeah.
I did buy a helium tank, so that way some of them would float. But I mean, man, it cost me like $400. It was like 3,000 balloons, and in the end, like I was filling them through like the crack of the door. Like it was wall to wall, floor to ceiling. If you were to bet me $20 if I could get one more balloon in that room, there's no way I could have. Like it was.
So, how difficult was it for just to even open the door? Because the door opens inward,
right,
on a bedroom. So how?
So I actually I got a video, and so I was hiding like in her father's room, getting a video through the crack of his door. I was hiding behind his door, and so she's like opening the door and has a hard time even opening the door. So she's like pushing balloons out of the way, and she has to pull balloons out into the hallway in order to even just get into her room. And it's just, of course, before school, she had to, they got in, I don't know, early in the morning or something.
Is she laughing about this?
Is there any significance to the balloons other than the fact that you're pranking her with balloons? I mean, was there any underlying thing there?
I mean, I tried to pick a bunch of like purple ones because purple's her favorite color. I got to tell you, it was like 3 or 4 trips to Party City just because I kept thinking that I had enough. And then just as the project was going, I just still needed more.
Now, do the people at Party City, not that you know what anyone's going to do with balloons, but do they start giving you like a suspicious look? Like, look, dude, why do you need this many balloons?
I mean, I don't think so.
And was she happy to see them? I mean, obviously it's a prank, but that's a very harmless prank. I mean, I think I'd laugh my ass off if I opened my front door and just millions of balloons came pouring out.
She was. Well, her being a teenager at the time, I mean, phone came out right away to get a video of it, and she's getting a video of just, like, walking into her room. She jumps on her bed, and, I mean, I had to, like, take stuff off of her dresser because I was worried that, things were going to get knocked over.
Right, yeah.
Right. So I stashed a bunch of stuff under her bed, and I mean, even under her nightstand, there were balloons. Closet was full of balloons.
There's no statute of limitations on that kind of stuff. So,
right.
Has she plotted? Well, did she get you back, or is she still plotting?
So she has gotten me a couple of times. I can't remember if it was before this incident or not, but when I was a bachelor, I used to keep my sugar for my coffee in one of those just empty coffee mate containers, those like plastic containers.
Yeah.
And apparently she swapped my sugar and my salt. And so, I mean, I was in a rush. I filled up my coffee cup, threw a bunch of sugar in there, got to work, and just drank it, and it was just straight salt.
Yeah, that would be awful.
That is, I didn't realize she switched. I thought she just did the salt until, like, she was telling her friends about it, like, a month later, and she said, oh, yeah, I swapped them. And I go, well, wait, no, you didn't. She goes, yeah, no, there's sugar in your salt container. I had no idea that I was putting sugar on my food. For
You
like
never noticed that you're putting sugar in place of salt.
No. And then she also, another good one she did is she unscrewed all of my light bulbs just until they would turn off.
Oh, my.
So me being a contractor, I'm thinking, oh, maybe the house was wired. Like all of the lights are out, but the outlets are working. So I'm checking breakers. I'm replacing bulbs. And the very last bulb I went to replace, I barely touched it, and then it turned on. So then I just screwed it in, and it turned on, and then I fished all those other bulbs out of the garbage can, and turns out they all work.
How much time did that take you? Based on, because like you said, you're a contractor, so naturally your first thought is that there's something wrong. Not even to check the bulb.
I mean, it was probably an hour or so, checking the breaker, and, checking with my multimeter that there's power to the actual fixture, and then by the time you take the housings down, it was, yeah.
There used to be a...
that makes me glad that I don't know how to work with electricity.
There used to be a place called Gene's Pizza. Gene's Pizza was open late, and from midnight till 2 or however long they were open, they only sold slices. So you couldn't get a whole pizza to take home, but they give you like 2 or 3 slices and some aluminum foil or a small box, whatever the deal is.
Yeah.
Problem with that, so it was $1.50 for cheese. It was $2 for pepperoni.
That's a deal, man.
So you need something in your stomach, man, just to kind of fill you up. It was on the way home. You stopped at Gene's Pizza. The problem with that place is it was packed with college kids. So it wasn't the fact that it just was a little bit of a wait.
Yeah.
You could always find a booth in there because most people just grabbed a slice and took
leave.
off.
Yeah.
But, there's 3 or 4 of us, so we put in a big order or whatever. We go to the table. My buddy Craig, man, he loved Red Hot Pepper Flakes. And for whatever reason, he and my other roommate, Brett, they had an ongoing prank feud with each other. Dumping buckets of cold water on each other in the shower.
Yeah.
Flushing the toilets while you're taking a shower. Turning the sink on, brushing your teeth. Shaving, using the hot water. That kind of thing where the person is in the shower. But you're just
cold water in the shower.
Flushing the toilet. Scrubbing your face with warm water.
Yeah.
So these two always had a thing. And, man... I don't remember what just set him off, but Brett knew that Craig liked the Red Hot Flakes, so he unscrews the lid to just make it so it's basically sitting on there.
Oh, yeah.
It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get these 2 pieces of pizza, so it's more about the weight and the fact that you're hungry. Craig takes this thing, man, and red pepper flakes go they're on my lap, bouncing off of the table. Just everything is covered in red pepper flakes because he unscrewed the cap.
Yeah.
And Craig lost his S. I mean, he almost flipped the table over. He was so pissed off. So he took Brett's pizza and grabbed it and crumbled it up, threw it in the trash, stood up, marched the hell out just because he unscrewed the thing.
I mean, we used to do that. When we were younger, we used to do it at the local Pizza Hut. We were probably 12 years old. We'd ride our bikes up, during the summer, whatever. And we would always do that. All of it. The Parmesan, the oregano, the red pepper flakes. And it's one of those pranks where you didn't see it happen, but you know it's going to. And we're satisfied with that. No big deal. And my parents, before school starts again, we're going to go to Pizza Hut. I don't give it a thought. I'm happy to be there. Obviously, I've done something right for them to take me. And the waitress walks over, and all she said is, hey, don't unscrew the tops to all the different condiment things again. That's all she said. The death stare I got from my parents. And I thought that was a brilliant move on her part. Right? She didn't scold me. She just said, hey, don't do it this time. But the look they gave me, it was so obvious. And it was just a very awkward kind of dinner after that. But, and I've said this before, but I used to work at a pizza place. It sounds like the one that you're talking about. We're in a place in Baltimore called Fells Point. It's kind of like Pioneer Square. And we stayed open until 3 because the idea was all the bars close at 2. Everyone's young. They are hammered. They want pizza. Same thing. You got to wait forever.
Like every college town, every bar district has that pizza place.
As soon as a pizza came out of the oven, they would slice it, and they had people waiting. It was just one after the other.
And that's all we did. Well, we did slices, and we would do a whole pie if that's what you wanted. And same thing, we had tables, but people would wait, and we just got bum rushed. 2 o'clock in the morning every night. We knew it was coming, whatever. So where the kitchen was, we could see the front door. We knew who had ordered and who was waiting and all that, and most people were cool. And these 2 dudes walk in. And they're giving the owner, who also works the cashier, they're giving her grief. They lied to her and say, hey, man, we've been waiting for 45 minutes for our extra-large pepperoni and sausage pizza, blah, blah, blah. She's apologetic, right? Because she's hammered, or she's just busy. She's in the weeds. So she kind of yells back at us like, hey, these guys have been waiting, man. You got to get the pizza. And we see them like high-fiving and crap in the back. So it's me and this guy who I called Squirrel. And to this day, I couldn't tell you his real name. So we both look at each other like, these mother... Because, well, we're getting yelled at by the owner. They're lying their ass off. So we're like, okay, cool. So we start tossing the pizza. And at this point, they're not paying attention because they're just so proud of themselves. So if you looked at the pizza when it was done... Yes, it had sausage and pepperoni and cheese and sauce. And under that, it had anchovies and black olives and about half a box of kosher salt. Right? We're just like, oh, yeah, we're like, F these guys, man. So we make the pizza, we cook it, we box it, and keep in mind, because they've been, quote-unquote, waiting for 45 minutes, they got it on the house. So they're super smug, super proud, but they roll out. They're not dumb enough to stay in the business. We're like, whatever. We don't worry about it. We close the restaurant. The last thing we have to do, take out the trash and all this kind of crap. So we go out the door, and directly outside of the door, well, there's a tree on the corner of the sidewalk. Next to the tree, there's a pizza box. The box is open. One slice has been taken out of this pizza box. Next to the box with one slice of pizza taken from the pizza box is a slice of pizza that has a single bite taken out of it. Next to the piece of pizza that has a single bite taken out of it is a partially chewed wad of pizza that had clearly been spit on the ground, man. And we were like, yeah, you sons of bitches, we got them. And that they're not going to come back in and complain. It's just one of those, we got you, man.
Yeah, Dewey Beach, Delaware. We would go to Mama Maria's. It was the same thing, right? Like, I don't know if the pizza was good. I think it was good. But that's specifically because they have a really early last call in Delaware. It's like 12 or 12:30.
Yeah.
And that place stayed open until what? Same thing. But you went there afterwards. You could order a whole pie.
Mm-hmm.
It was rare. Like if somebody showed back up to your apartment or your whatever place you were renting with a whole pie, you're like, holy cow. But same thing, man. I don't know how they did it, but they knew what you ordered. Because I had friends go in there and try to scam them. They were just like, F you, get out.
You know, just the way it's, you know who's there. You're always very hyper aware of it. It's just one of those, if you're in the kitchen and you're looking, you can see the dining room. You know what's going on. So those guys, I will say, seeing a half-chewed slice of pizza is one of the most beautiful visuals I've seen in my life. It just brought me so much satisfaction.
Who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so I got some pretty good prank stories, but this one is actually one that my mom did.
All right.
All right, so my mom is a stand-up comedian down in L.A. right now. But before that, she was a strip club DJ in Tacoma for like 13 years. But before that, she was a radio DJ in Whidbey Island.
Huh.
And, yeah.
That's quite the resume.
It is. What's your mom's name, by the way, so we can Google her comedic prowess down in LA?
DJ Sweet Cheeks.
Her name's Susan Cupcake Jones.
Cupcake Jones.
Okay.
All right.
So April Fool's comes around, and she's got a lot of really good radio stories, like doing on-air ads for Colt King, and you know, getting the cue wrong when the line's supposed to be the Colk of the future.
Yeah, right.
All right, so April Fool's comes around, and she gets the bright idea to do an Orson Welles kind of a deal. Remember War of the Worlds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was all a radio show, you know, and like people actually believed that when it was going on. People that tuned in late.
Oh, yeah. It's legendary.
So
We
get warned about it every year.
It changed the rules of what's able to be broadcast.
We're not even kidding. Like so right before April Fool's, just so you know, if you're working radio, and this is any jock working on any station, whatever, you get a reminder from whatever corporation you work for, like, hey, if you do an April Fool's joke, it cannot be something that brings harm or creates panic. And they still, to this day, cite War of the Worlds.
Correct.
Yeah, all right. So flashback to 1988, and I'm about 1 year old maybe, and she's still on the radio. And she gets the idea to tell everybody that Whidbey Island is sinking at an alarming rate, and that the radio station's news van will be by to pick up everybody's valuables that they place on the side of the road. And she signs off by saying, all right, I have to go. My booth is flooding with water, and then does, like, drowning sounds. And she actually got an FCC violation for the rule that you're citing right there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was an effect of them, but like I'm listening to you say this, I'm like, if we did that and tried to convince you that this is true, we would be in so much trouble.
Any type of, even if you destroy property, anything. So if we were to say, like, look, we planted, I don't know, front row and a backstage pass to whatever band you want to see in this park in Seattle, and it's by the tree. People would go out there with shovels and start digging up in the ground like a treasure map, and you can't. That's destruction of property.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So there's all these different things that fall under that umbrella of like, look, man, just don't mess with people.
Don't
to the point where they react in a way that wouldn't be good.
Well, somebody texted in earlier that I guess when Almost Live was on, they did a prank where they said the Space Needle tipped over, but people believed it and started flooding 911 with calls. And I don't know the final result, but they just said it wasn't good.
Huh?
Yeah. the Space Needle tipped over.
I bet those guys.
People bought into it hook, line, and sinker, man. You know, for calling 911. 911's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, and I'm sure they got cited for something because that's what happens.
Yep. Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Catchy tune, right? But don't let the urge to sing along distract you from the truck drifting towards your lane or that lane-splitting biker creeping up beside you. Fortunately, every Hyundai offers advanced safety features that can alert you to potential dangers around you. And Hyundai has over 120 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. Because Hyundai is always working to ensure the road doesn't... Get your one way. Hyundai vehicles have won over 120 IIHS Top Safety Awards from 2006 to 2024.
At Cardinal Heating and Air, we elevate your comfort with expert HVAC solutions in the greater Seattle area. Our decades of experience have fostered lasting relationships built on quality service. Whether you need AC repair, heating repair, routine maintenance, a new installation, or an emergency fix, you can trust Cardinal Heating and Air, now offering electrical services. Experience the exceptional service and peace of mind that Cardinal Heating and Air delivers today and for years to come.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge, featuring per-spare uppers with a Reoprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with Hiscox.
We turned it around.
Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at Hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines.
With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the Striped Way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider, satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Real quick, we just got a text here. The last caller we had, he said his mom had been a DJ at Bainbridge Island. Then she was a strip club DJ. Now she's doing comedy as a stand-up comic in L.A. She goes by Susan Cupcake Jones. Someone here says Susan Cupcake Jones is funny. I saw her open up for Dana Carvey at the Tulalip Casino.
Wow, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That is
man.
a very big deal.
Check her stuff out there. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
So I got one for you. A quick little backstory. Back in the 80s, I was about 17. My brother was 4 years older than me. So I spent a lot of time hanging out with his friends. So I was 17. My birthday is actually today, April 1st.
Oh, nice.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. So they had a party. They invited me out. It was my birthday weekend, so they were nice enough to let me come. We're drinking beers. Back then, we're drinking MGD.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Clear bottle. It looks like a bottle of pee.
Yes, it does.
So we sat around drinking, and after a couple hours, they go, oh, man, it's time for your birthday beer. And they go out and grab me a beer, bring it back, and they're like, oh, man, you got to shotgun this one. And I'm like, all right, cool. I slammed this beer down. 3 of my buddies had gone and peed in this bottle.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to figure that out?
Probably about half the bottle.
Oh.
What happens after? Do you feel sick? I mean, is it a mental thing where I've got to get this out of me, or do you physically become ill?
No, I spit it out and start gagging, and they start laughing and go, here, chase it down with this bottle of vodka. And I go, okay, let me take a swig of the vodka. Well, the vodka was filled with rubbing alcohol.
Oh, Jesus, God. They were trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's the kind of buddies I got.
Okay.
Jesus.
Buddies like that, who needs enemies?
I mean, that's your brother. I mean, see, at some point in time, as a brother, you have to go, okay, that's enough.
Right.
Look, that's plenty. He just drank urine, guys.
He doesn't need rubbing alcohol.
Come on, man.
I did eventually get them back a couple months later when they came over to my house, and I had a couple of pre-filled bottles of pee.
Aha. All right, so you did get them back.
So, yes, I definitely got them back. But
pre-filled bottles of pee.
I got the whole, April Fool's, ha, happy birthday, ha, 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 ha.
Is it good or bad to have a birthday on April Fool's?
It's not bad. My mom said it was the biggest joke she had because she thought she was having a girl.
Okay.
Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
I did a dope show once with Susan.
Did you?
Yeah, I just looked it up. She's a very funny comedian.
All right, I'm going to check her out there.
Probably like 10 or 12 years ago. And then, I think I judged a contest.
Is that where you guys smoke weed and then just talk, round table? What was the format?
Yeah. So my buddy Tyler Smith, he still does them. And basically he'll have somebody like me that's like a kind of a local person that can do like a solid 5.
Okay.
Then he'll have, like other really good comedians. But then that's the whole thing. You got to go smoke a bunch of weed and then come back out and do another set for the same time.
Now, are you in front of an audience or is this like a recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I did one down at Tacoma Comedy Club. I did one over in Bellevue. But same thing, like you got to remember, a lot of comedians just don't smoke weed.
Right.
So sometimes you'd have somebody who's really funny, but then after they smoke weed, just can't do their act.
Right, just kind of shut down.
Yeah.
Is that even funnier?
Yeah.
Is it painful or is it funny?
There was one guy that was just so good I felt bad. He basically just ran off the stage after. He was just doing another 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
It basically just was like, I'm out. So it's still funny.
Right.
I mean, I think I spent my second 5 minutes just talking about Sprite. For some reason.
Wait. So when you get as high as you can, you're not at a round table. You're up there performing solo.
Right. So Tyler will have different people go up. Right. So like I was the opener that night. So I did 5 minutes, went out to this bus, smoked a bunch of weed, and then there's probably like 3 or 4 comedians, and then it's like for somebody like me, it wasn't that hard, but I smoke weed.
Yeah.
But like some of these touring comedians, or like Susan might have been one of those who I don't know. She's a very good comedian, but again, you got to remember way back to like when you first smoked. Like it ruins people.
Yeah. Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Marty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, putas.
Hola.
Gentlemen, faring well. I have this story about a buddy of mine who we used to, going back to junior high, we've known each other. And we'd always play basketball. I could never beat him. I don't know if it was a mental thing or whatever, but I'd never beat him, all the way through the years.
Maybe he was just better.
That's my guess.
I don't know what it was.
You could never beat him.
Maybe you suck at basketball, Marty.
I don't think that's a mental thing, Marty. He's just good.
Look at a buddy, he's a pole vaulter. Beats me every time. Can't figure it out.
I worked my jump, my hops, but it just came down to it. He was just a better basketball player than me. So he was always a real jerk about it. And so eventually I had got a pair of Adidas shoes that were about a half size too small. And what happened was they jammed my toenails back into the root of the toenail, and they died.
Your toes died.
Toenail, yeah.
No, the toenail died.
Okay.
Like there's a dark coagulated blood under it. It was nasty. I mean, nasty. So I ended up pulling them out, and I saved them. One night we all went out drinking, our crew, we're in Taipei, this was a long time ago. We all went out drinking, and, a table full of 8 or 9 people. And I kept that toenail, and I dropped it in my buddy's beer.
Ah, God, man. Ah. Did you keep the toenail for that specific purpose?
Correct.
Okay.
Did he see it before he drank it?
No.
Okay.
Dude, I got to ask, why did you buy a pair of shoes that were too small?
Well, because the sizes for guys our size are pretty slim over there, like the selection.
All right, makes sense. So your foot was too big for what they typically had on sale.
Correct. And so I just decided to go for it, and I lost, gambled and lost.
Okay.
So that's my revenge prank.
Isn't there some place, some famous bar where you get a shot that either has a toe in it?
It's a toe, yeah.
Or a finger.
Is it Alaska?
I think it's a toe. And I think it is Alaska. Man, it's somewhere cold. It might be Alaska. It might not. I'm not sure how that's legal, but yeah, I have heard of this place.
It's like the sour toe cocktail.
It's in Canada.
All right.
Yeah, it's usually a shot of whiskey, usually Yukon Jack, served with a mummified human toe as a garnish. It's tradition at the Downtown Hotel in Dawson City, Yukon, Canada.
Okay, that's great. That's cool. My question is, it's one thing if I garnish your drink with an olive. I can just buy a jar of olives. You would think you'd run out of mummified toes at some point, right?
To even gain admittance to the club, members must drink the legendary sour toe cocktail. There's one rule. You can drink it fast, you can drink it slow, but your lips must touch the gnarly toe. In 2013, one man swallowed the toe on purpose, and he was run out of town. But he came back seeking forgiveness from the people of Dawson City.
Okay, so you're not supposed to swallow the toe.
Jeez.
Is it the same toe?
I don't know if this
or
is the same
multiple
one.
How many toes
This is the
do you
CDC,
have?
so this is Canada.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So the dude swallowed the toe, and the townspeople got mad because he swallowed a toe.
The sour toe cocktail, the drink with a human toe served inside. Good God.
And just to get in, I got to drink that.
Dawson City.
Okay.
Yukon. No idea. Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
The club now has, I guess, over 100,000 people from around the world have done this.
Wow. Okay. I guess that's a brag point, maybe. By the way, Ted, we got a text that says they saw you do that comedy show. What is it? Dope Out, Dope In? Dope.
Oh, the Dope Show.
The Dope Show, yeah. I saw Ted do that comedy show in Tacoma. Damn funny.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
There you go. They were probably stoned, too. Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
We appreciate that. Welcome to the show.
All right.
So I was about 9 years old, and you know those old boxes that the checkbooks used to come in?
Oh, yeah.
So he filled that with cotton balls and fake blood, poked a little hole at the bottom of it, and held it over our garbage disposal. And my sister, who's like 5 years older than me, was in on it. So they set it up all in the kitchen, and I'm downstairs with my mom, and I just hear yelling. I run up to go see what's going on, and all I see is blood. And he's just like, I accidentally cut my finger off. Oh, my God. And I go to look, and I just see his finger covered in blood in this box. So he's like, go get your mom. I run downstairs. Oh, my God, Mom, Dad's hurt. And she comes up, notices my sister smiling in the corner. So she's already in on it, too. And just as soon as I found out it was fake, I wouldn't hug him. I didn't want to be anywhere near him. I was so mad.
Oh, man. You were that mad at him?
At the time, yeah.
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 How long did it take you to get over it?
It was instant. You know, he used to chase us around with dead spiders, and you know, I was used to the kind of shocker, but that much of a shocker just was overkill for me.
I mean, it's a bit much for a kid, but I have to say, just as a parent, and I cannot explain it, I do not know why. I love my children more than life itself, but there's something about tormenting them that brings you so much joy.
We did it.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah, our big trick, I think we only did it 1 year, was, right, like you pour a little ketchup on your finger, and then you have one of your siblings slam the front door as hard as they can.
All right.
Then you scream, same thing. Your finger has been caught in the door.
Yeah.
But kind of like her, I do remember my mom not being super pleased with the joke.
Yeah, and look, I can't explain. As a parent, it's different when your kids do it to you, even though it's the exact same thing, but I just don't think they get the magnitude for how much you care about them. And I know my kids care about me, but, like, it's different.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're also my responsibility.
They care, but there was a time when my daughters would come over to my house, and like any kid, you know, they love their parents, you know, but at the same point in time, they're not happy that I smoke cigarettes.
Sure.
So my daughter Ava, the first thing that she would do when she would come over was she would find a time to go and take my cigarettes and hide them. And I would look for them, and I'd be like, where are my cigarettes?
Right.
And she's just over on the couch going, and I'm like, dude, where are my cigarettes? I need a cigarette. I just cooked dinner. I just cleaned up. I just washed the dishes. I just put them away. This is when I have a cigarette. I don't know, Dad. And I just like, you are going to go to 7-Eleven. I'm not old enough to buy them. I'll be right back.
Right.
And she would not, and then when they would leave, I would go in someplace and be like on my sink in my bathroom. There'd be a stack of 2 packs of cigarettes.
Oh, so she'd leave them back out for you?
She'd leave them back out, but she'd wait till I left. But I'd still go to the store anyway. But that was her,
of course.
That was her fun thing.
Well, that's a no-win situation, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously nobody's going to say a cigarette's good for you.
No.
So, right, you feel kind of bad, but seriously, it's like, after a while.
Seriously, man.
Yeah, like, all right, joke's over.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
Where is the cigarette?
And she, I don't know. Where did you put them? Is it maybe they're in your jacket?
I mean, they're not good for you anyway. Yeah, certainly get a kid, because my son's asked, like, why do you smoke? And you hate the question, but it's a fair question. And I told him straight up, I said, because I'm stupid. And I said, look, you're going to do a lot of dumb things in your life, and you have the rest of your life in front of you to be an idiot. Just promise me one thing. I'm like, look, I don't care if you get arrested, assuming it's a misdemeanor. Don't kill anyone or anything, but, like, don't smoke. He's like, seriously, you'd rather me? I said, I would rather pick your ass up and bail your ass out of jail because you did something, I don't know, you got naked and cannonballed into a hotel.
Then start smoking cigarettes.
Then start smoking. Because I was like, look, man, that's permanent. Everything else, it is what it is, and you should be stupid. That's part of the joy of life is when you do dumb S, but this is so stupid. Just don't do it.
Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, Miles, real quick, a text came in for you. Now, you said that you got duped about 4 years ago because you were buying like a topographical piece of wood for chambers.
I don't know if they do that with a laser, but it kind of looked burnt, but painted, all that crap.
Somebody says, Miles, heard about your topography debacle. Local company in Puyallup would love to help you out with a new sign for you.
Oh, really? Just send your credit card to this number. I did that.
Probably the same guy.
How about local scammers? $200.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ted's sign design can help, too.
Yeah. $250.
Ted's sign design.
Yeah, $250, and you'll never get it.
Okay. Hello, Ted. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
We send the emails to Thrill's Gmail.
Yeah, right.
How you been?
Great, man.
So I used to work in a little wing place, not B-dubs, but like a competitor. And this server come in just running in the kitchen, bright red. And this girl says, the man sitting at the bar right now, slow Monday night, only person in the restaurant, is my ex. And this, that, and the other, restraining order here and there, whatever. Yeah. So she just looks at me like, help. Okay, I can't turn down service. I'm in the kitchen. Like, the homie's at the bar serving the man. So he orders some wings, and his new girlfriend that he's flaunting in front of my server. They order some wings, and they're on the spicy scale, but not like buffalo hot or anything like that. So I pull fresh wings and do the thing, and I spin them in our ghost pepper sauce.
Oh.
Oh. And then I dump them out, kind of like dab them off, and then spin them in the sauce choice. And he's sitting there the whole time. We're just standing in the kitchen window, just watching him. Oh, these are hot. Oh, that's way hotter than I thought. I was like, yeah.
How many wings did he manage to eat before he stopped?
He got through like 5 out of 12.
That's not bad. That's still not bad.
No, not. Like the wing challenge at that place was 6 of the super hots, the ghost pepper wings, and I earned the shirt before I worked there.
All right, let me ask you this, man. If he was not there with his new girlfriend that he's trying to flaunt in front of his old girlfriend, how many wings do you think he would have gotten through?
Oh, probably 2. Like,
yeah,
he was sweating.
Yeah, was that
in a good place?
Were you working at Wing Zone?
No, it's a little place out east, Quaker Steak and Lube.
Oh yeah, man, they got a great.
I've been to the one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah. We had one in Westminster, Colorado, when I was out there.
You know what, man? The interesting part of that place, honest to God, was a couple of the original locations. They had a situation where they used to have like Jiffy Lube. They'd have Quaker State oil changing shops.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And what happened was that when they stopped doing that and stopped changing people's oil, just went to Quaker State in a can and you bought it and did it yourself. They took all those old locations, all those garages, and turned them into wing restaurants. So they bought like 3 or 4 of those. And so like garage doors, the whole deal. It is just, they redid the inside. It's a bar. They had great wings. They still have them, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they're out in Ohio now. We had I want to say 82 Stingray hanging in the Corvette room, obviously.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and full fluid, like ready to like flip it over and drive it. Like it was set up, and we had just loads of bikers. And they all got along, and they're all rivals and this, that, and the other for biker gangs and stuff. But it was a great place. Like, rev your motor and eat some wings and settle in.
Yeah. No,
I mean, listen, man, if Jiffy Lube said, because right now they'll be like, come to Jiffy Lube, blah, 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 $40. But they said, and also you can order wings and get a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, oil changes would be so much more frequent.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because if you get a warranty for your car, it's like, look, your warranty's good as long as you do your mandated upkeep. And some people, they slide on it. No, I'm telling you, if they said, listen, man, you come in for an oil change, we can hook you up with some wings and all that, everyone would be on top of it.
Oh, yeah. I'm still convinced, even if you have a washer and dryer at home and there's a laundromat with a bar, you go in there to do, like, your big comforters.
Sure.
You're like, I got to get this big stuff done. I can just do it in an hour. I'd take it on down there, man, just sit at the bar for, an hour, 45 minutes and do laundry.
I had never heard of that. Then I moved to New Orleans, and I hated going to the laundromat as much as anyone hates going to the laundromat. And I knew there was one close by. When I walked in, the laundromat's in the back, pool tables, full bar. Dude, I've never had cleaner clothes more often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like,
hey, man, I'm going to down do a load.
Yeah.
I got plenty of
I look forward
clothes.
to it.
Yeah, Soap. That was the name of the one in College Park.
Mm-hmm.
Soap.
Who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803.
Man, that was easy.
Bold
Hello? It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch. Inner... Bosch! I'm sorry, what? That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me. What, like right now? Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
$50,000 to $80,000 to repair and replace a broken sewer? That stinks.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an older home.
We don't have that kind of money. I mean, who does?
Well, don't wait until it's too late. Call Pinky's.
Pinky's?
Yes, Darlene. Pinky's Plumbing. They do everything plumbing, even sewer and drain cleaning. A little preventative maintenance now will save you a big headache later. Just schedule it at pinkysplumbing.com.
Oh, thanks, Ethel.
Plumbing backs up and things get stinky. Call Pinky's.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Nerds!
Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Rock.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, Tara Daly and Steve Biggs from the Daily Biggs Morning Show. Join us. We will spin 10 songs for April Fools on the way at 4:30. Right after emails on our question, who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this is a prank me and my buddy growing up like to do just on our neighborhood in general. Our neighborhood, it was a decent size, probably like, I don't know, 60, 70 homes. And there were only two entrances to get in, and we happened to live pretty close to one of the entrances, so we had a decent amount of traffic going by our homes. And it was, slower roads, like 15, 20 miles an hour. And so our prank was we would take one of our mom's purses, like an old one that they weren't using, and we would stuff it with like newspaper and stuff to make it look like there was stuff in it. And we would lay it out in the middle of the road, kind of sprinkle some change, maybe like a pair of sunglasses or chapstick to make it look like it.
Chopsticks?
Fell off.
Chapstick.
Oh, I was like chopsticks. Okay, all right, gotcha.
Just to make it look like it fell off someone's car, they dropped it. And then we would hide in the bushes in our yard and had fishing string tied to it. And people would stop and get out of the car, and right when they go to pick it up, we yank it. And I swear we saw some people jump that you wouldn't know could jump. It freaked people out.
So I guess you had a reputation in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, we were known pretty well because we also mowed a lot of people's lawns. Just growing up, it was one of our jobs.
Sure.
So, some of them I felt bad because, you're going down to pick something up and you get startled. Some people almost lost their balance, and it really freaked them out.
Yeah.
But how much joy did that bring you at the time?
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
We did it like 2 or 3 times. I think after like the third or fourth, some cars would drive by and stop right over the purse and then roll down their window and wave to us and then just keep on going. So it was short-lived, but it it worked well. I would still do it again today.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Hilarious and harmless.
Yeah, that's the thing about a prank, right? It's going to have a shelf life, but the time that you get to do it, it's immense joy. One of the things, and when we were growing up pre-cell phone and pre-caller ID, prank calls.
Oh, yeah.
They were one of the greatest things you did probably from about 8 years old until probably 15 or 16 when you started going out a little bit more. But, man, it didn't matter. You go through the phone book and find people with stupid last names or just call numbers at random and say whatever it is you're going to say. And it was all harmless stuff. But, I mean, you could drag people on for a couple of minutes here and there. But that, to me, especially the one time you knew what happened, if you're going to have a sleepover with your buddies, oh, man, 4 of us are spending the night at so-and-so's house. As a guarantee, you're going to make prank phone calls.
Yeah, because look. When I started in radio, guys would do it all. I had 2 people that I worked with that did prank phone calls from the radio station because they could record them. They never broadcast them, but the numbers were on a bank. Like if you press one of our phone numbers, it comes up just some ridiculous number.
Sure.
And even if you tried to call that number back, that's not the number.
That's not the number that gets
It's not going to ring
Correct.
back in. So they would do those tapes. But I'm telling you, the pinnacle of that stuff was the Jerky Boys.
Absolutely.
And when they came out with those tapes back in the day, man, I mean, it was some of the funniest stuff I'd ever heard in my life at that time. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, because you could still do prank phone calls, and now legally, you cannot do that on the radio.
Right, correct.
Right. Yeah. It cannot be done. Like, that is a federal law.
Well, the Jerky Boys were doing it because they were in New York.
Right.
So in New York, you could record somebody without them knowing.
You could.
Oh, they had that law.
It depends on state by state.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of states, you got to tell somebody, hey.
You're being recorded for broadcast or whatever it is you're going to do.
What was it, Frank Rizzo? Was it
Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Hey, this is Frank Rizzo. I got an awesome set of frickin' tools.
Right.
You want to buy them? Who was Scam, Pranked, or Bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
There was a lot. I mean, we used to just call people, like, I know Thrills that story about calling the guy in the phone book.
His last name would be a slur, right? But he was the only, in its Baltimore phone book at that time, there are 735,000 people that live in the city. He's the only guy with this last name. And I won't say what the slur was. It doesn't matter. But we called him and said, hey, man, you're the only guy in the phone book with the last name Blink. And his response was, I know. We were like, oh, okay, we're not the first.
We did it forever. And then one night, you're right, it's like 3 of us. I don't know. I don't know why. Because you got idle hands, right? You're not old enough where you're going to parties yet. You're
not
probably like in
hurting anyone.
8th grade.
You're just being annoying.
But we did it some kid in school, and then we felt terrible.
So it's just someone you knew.
No, right, but like he transferred in, so we were, we were picking on him. But his mom was so nice about it. And
did they realize it was you guys?
They didn't. Something happened. I guess somehow they figured it out, but she was like, no, he'll be happy you called. We were just like, Yeah. Now we feel bad, and we're going to have to invite him.
Well, we would we would never go out.
Then he went to my high school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We pranked businesses. That was our thing. We'd take the low-hanging fruit of the area.
Yeah.
And then we would call them and mess with them any way that we could figure out how to do that. So, I don't know, like Tacoma Screw, for an example here.
Yeah.
We call them and go, hey, Tacoma Screw, how much for a good screw? I want a really good one, man. I want a real good screw, man. What's that going to cost me? We do that kind of thing, 12, 13 years
But
old.
at that age, that is the funniest thing possible.
Exactly. Yuck. The guy there would be like, yeah, kid, goodbye.
Correct.
Who was Scam, Pranked, or Bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, Bichola.
Hola.
So, a little bit about this story. I used to go over to my friend's house. Is actually my next door neighbor, and we would drink tequila and play bowling on the Wii every night.
Oh, I love bowling on the Wii.
That was awesome.
God, man, now you can spend a whole night doing that.
Yeah, well, with tequila, I broke a few TVs, but that's beside the point.
Right. That's why they got a strap, dude.
It didn't work.
Well, apparently not.
How drunk were you?
Well, we'd usually put down about a half gallon a night between 4 of us.
Damn.
Okay.
So, but one day it was April Fool's, and I just decided that I'd go over there, break into their house, and rearrange their house, which would suit me better for going over and playing the Wii. And they believed that it was their roommate, and their roommate believed it with them for about 2 weeks until I actually fessed up and told them that it was me. But they enjoyed every part of it. They liked the way that I rearranged. I mean, I went as far as I even went in and rearranged the bedroom for them.
Damn. Like moving the bed to a different part of the room and stuff?
Yeah, their bed was moved over. Their TV is like almost backwards from the way it was.
But they actually liked the way you ended up setting it up.
Yes, they did.
And now he works in interior design.
Say, man. Yeah.
No, actually, now I'm a concrete finisher. That's about how far that got.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Who was Scam, Pranked, or Bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
We used to Photoshop photos, too, like when I lived with all those guys in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So we would go to find very explicit, gay porn.
Yeah.
And then we would Photoshop our buddies' heads on them and then just leave them as the background of their computer. But it would usually, you know what I mean? Like back then, like you checked email, but not as much as like you kind of have to look at your computer now.
Yeah.
But just one guy, and I don't know, he never struck me as like he would get so mad and was like, "This is over the line," like blah blah blah.
Oh, come on.
So I mean, I think they switched his because we had to figure out how to get into his computer. But our one buddy was very good at it. And, I mean, once we realized how mad it made him, it was like a daily or every other day. You know what I mean? And you try to find just, again, as graphic as you could, then just put his face on it.
They say this one is the joke that almost killed us. In 1984, President Ronald Reagan joked during a sound check, "I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes." The quip was leaked and caused a temporary global crisis with Soviet forces going on high alert.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Who was Scam, Pranked, or Bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK. Oops. My bad. Sorry. It's just a joke, guys. April Fools.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
First-time caller, a long-time listener.
Appreciate that.
All right, so I work at a car dealership, and years ago had a coworker that had a little Honda Civic he was fixing up, aftermarket wheels, lowered the whole nine. And he comes in one day, he says, "Hey, I just ordered this really nice custom stainless steel exhaust from eBay. I'm going to have it shipped here so it doesn't get stolen." Okay, no harm, no foul. Part comes in, he's busy. We had just done an exhaust on a big truck, and it was all rusty and nasty and gross. So we pulled the box into parts. We took his nice exhaust, laid it out, put this crappy thing back in the box. He comes up later. He goes, hey, did it come in? I said, "Yeah, it's right there." So he takes it, goes to the back. And we wait. And hours go by, and he's busy, and I keep walking by, kind of checking on him. He hasn't opened the box yet. Finally, I walk back there, and he's on the phone. Box is open. He has got this look on his face. And I'm like, "Dude, what's going on?" He goes, "These MFers sold me a crappy used exhaust. This is BS." And, "Dude, who are you on the phone with?" "I'm on the phone with eBay." I lost it. I was doubled over. I could not breathe. I was laughing so hard. And he's going, What? It's not funny. It's not funny. I'm like, "Dude, hang up. It's not funny. It's not." "Oh, dude, hang up. It's a joke. Your exhaust is safe." "What?" just the look of relief on his face. But we had him. I was literally crying. I was laughing so hard because he could look at this, man. I paid X number of dollars for this thing, and I'm just like, till this day. This has probably been 8 years ago. Every time I talk to him, he goes, "Hey, the exhaust prank. Yeah, it was a pretty good one, wasn't it?" He goes, "Yeah, you got me."
That's a good one, man.
That is. Who was Scam, Pranked, or Bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. What's going on, fellas?
Hola.
Third-time caller, long-time listener.
Awesome. Had a lot of those today. That's good news.
Oh yeah. So, I work at the shipyard. This was many years back, and I was on swing shift. We're in one of the dry docks, and we had a potluck, and there was a crock pot that we would always use, and we didn't have running water down there, so there's like these little canals, and we threw the crock pot down there, and it's like down this little stairwell, and it would fill up with water. Well, that crock pot turned into our urinal, and we would pee in that crock pot, and I want to say it was down there for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, we come to work, I'm on swing shift, and we see that crock pot on the table with food from day shift, and day shift used it, and they cooked chili or something. And the thing was, that crock pot was down there for so long that it had callus, like it had like calcium buildup, and they cleaned it. they cleaned it and they used it. We never said anything, but yeah, so I guess they got bamboozled.
Yes.
I was going to say the unintentional prank.
I mean, you didn't mean to.
What's that?
I said you didn't mean for them to do that.
No, we just, we didn't have running water, and we just threw it down there. And these little canals, there's literally running water. So we were just, I guess, kind of soaking it, and then it turned into the urinal. We were just going to buy another one and throw it away. We never got to it because the day shift grabbed it and cooked with it.
Oh my God!
And you guys never said anything?
Nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either, man.
Well, hopefully they boiled.
Got a little seasoning.
I would just say, maybe don't use a crock pot that's sitting in a canal.
My bones are so strong.
Right.
Who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled?
But he said they don't have running water on the boat, so you could
Right.
look in there and fathom why the crock pot would be in that little area
Yes.
to wash it.
I just feel like I would still be a little skeeved out. And you do make a good point, but at the point that it's calcified, I'd be like, fellas, let's wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or I'll bring one in from home or something. I don't know. That just seems like a bad idea. I don't know. And it turns out it was. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
I got to thank you guys. I've been listening for a long time, and you guys make my afternoons bearable.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. So, I used to work at Crystal Mountain Groom Slopes for a lot of years. And the shenanigans, not just on Cat Crew, but in all the departments, there's something about mountain people. We have a little extra fun. And one of my favorite ones is, on the Kitty Hill, the Bunny Hill.
Yeah.
They got these little plywood cutouts that they put out to keep the kids entertained. And there's the ski school, they're supposed to pull those things before they go home at night in the evening, so that when we go out with the machines to groom the slopes, that crap's not in our way.
Sure.
And one night they didn't, and it was the sheep, little plywood sheep, and somebody threw it on the back of their cat, and they dropped it off and hid it higher up on the mountain. And that sheep traveled all over the mountain for months.
People just kept picking it up, moving it.
Where's the sheep? And the rule was, and it was an on your honor kind of rule, is that if you saw the sheep, you were obliged to stop, get out of your cat, throw it on the back of your cat, and then hide it in a new spot. That was a lot of fun. Another one of my favorite stories is we had a cat driver who he didn't really take his job very seriously, and he would end up at the Snorting Elk for lunch. You guys know the Snorting Elk.
Snorting Elk is awesome. I mean, to me, I love Crystal Mountain, but that's what a bar at a mountain should look like.
Yeah.
That's the spot. So this guy would end up there for lunch, and he'd be there for an hour or two. And one night, one of our coworkers, who was not working that night, while dude was in there having his lunch, jumped in his snowcat and took off with it.
What do you do to get it back, or do you have to hoof it on foot?
You know what? I don't know the rest of the story. I just know he took off with it and then went up the mountain and hit it and walked back down.
Okay.
Damn.
Good times. Who was scam, pranked, or bamboozled? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So many moons ago, I'm going to say around 25 years ago, we used to go to a buddy's house, and we'd find out, no one was home a lot of times, so we'd go over there and kind of do as we wish. We'd play video games, eat their food, and then they would wonder who was there. And then our friend would always get blamed for it. Well, one week before Christmas, me and the buddies went over there, and it was my good judgment to wrap a bunch of stuff that I saw around the house for Christmas. So I ended up writing all their names down, and come to find out, the kid's house who we were friends with ended up getting in big trouble because all the blame got put onto them.
Well, you're just wrapping random stuff in their home?
Yeah, like old socks, a box that had poop in it, just the most random stuff.
A box that had poop in it.
When they were all around the Christmas tree, it was they were wondering who were these from, and no one fessed up, and they automatically just assumed it was him.
Okay. Yeah, that sucks for him, but, worth it.
Who was scammed, pranked, or bamboozled?
Hello, Robin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, I one here. About 3 years ago, I walked into the Bainbridge Island Safeway where my friend works, and he starts telling me a story about how the bag girl there is a spider aficionado, and apparently you can order them and they come in the mail. So she ordered this electric blue tarantula, and she goes to UPS and she picks it up. She's on her way to work. She opens the box, and it's in a plastic container, and she starts screwing with it and is not paying attention and ends up having to slam her brakes on. Well, the little plastic thing it was in goes flying. The lid comes off, and the tarantula gets out, and she's got to go to work. So she pulls up to the Safeway. She looks for it as long as she can. She can't find it. I got to go to work. So I go in to visit my friend. He tells me this story, and I'm laughing hysterically, and I said, I'm going to pull a prank on her. So she's bagging groceries, and I'm walking down the aisle past her, and I pick up my phone, and I pretend like I'm talking to somebody, and I say, you'll never believe it. There's a tarantula in the parking lot at Safeway. And I eye her out of the corner of my eyes. She looks at the cashier because she's bagging groceries. And she looks at the cashier and she says, can I go? And the cashier said, yeah, you better get out there. So she takes off. She's running towards the front door. And by this part, I start feeling bad that I did this. And I ran after her. And she goes, did you really see it? And I go, no. And she goes, what? And I said, no, Lyle told me what happened about how it got lost in the car. And I'm just pulling a prank on you. I'm sorry.
Well, the prank's really on her because now she's got a tarantula in her car, right? Somewhere.
And yes, and it took it a week to actually come out. And apparently it was a venomous tarantula.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Now, did you know this girl?
I only knew her because she worked at Safeway.
Okay.
But my friend, Lyle, was the produce guy. And I used to see her all the time. And she had stickers of spiders all over her car. She had a little Volkswagen. But I can't imagine driving around for a whole week with that thing in her car.
No, I would not.
No,
I wouldn't do it.
I would
not drive that
car. I would
car.
get a ride from someone else.
Yeah, I'd be like, I have a perfectly functional car. I'm calling Uber.
10 songs for April Fools coming up. We're going to sit and spin and be joined by Taryn Daly and Steve Miggs from the Daily Miggs Morning Show coming up at 4:30. And we got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies, yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes, when they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Catchy tune, right? But don't let the urge to sing along distract you from the truck drifting towards your lane or that lane-splitting biker creeping up beside you. Fortunately, every Hyundai offers advanced safety features that can alert you to potential dangers around you. And Hyundai has over 120 IIHS top safety awards since 2006. Because Hyundai is always working to ensure the road doesn't... Hyundai vehicles have won over 120 IIHS top safety awards from 2006 to 2024.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep bop beat up wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Tara Daly, Steve Mix from the Daily Mix Morning Show on the way. We'll sit and spin 10 songs for April Fools at 4:30. But first time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
I don't know what's going on, but a ton of birthdays today. They're brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company. Yummy. Dip responsibly. Bitches messaging in to wish my sister's friend Wyatt a happy birthday. Pretty cool whenever I'm around him, and somehow dresses like an Amish everywhere he goes. Could he get a your penis is too small? And Coke Ted informing him of a good way to spend arguably one of the worst birthday days in the year. Thanks all, and keep on rocking. That from James.
I didn't do enough coke last night. That screams get a little weak. I'll tell you what, stop being a little bitch, man. Oh, your birthday's on April 1st, April Fool's Day? You know what mine is? Christmas Eve. You know who's born the next day? Jesus.
Kind of hard to beat that one in.
Yeah. Oh, people, they do my birthday for other stuff.
Greetings, Spencer. Could you wish Alexander a happy 31st? I just want to take a moment to tell you how proud I am of you, your journey over the year, your sobriety, focus, drive to build a better life. Inspiring. You've done the work, and it shows. Of course, it wouldn't be a birthday mess without a shout-out from the Dirty Germans talking about him partying in Thailand with the ladies. And Mike chiming in with your penis is too small. Best regards, that from his brother Michael.
Yeah, in my experience, partying with the ladies in Thailand is like partying with a mermaid. The only ladies from the waist up.
Yeah, you know, so when I go to Thailand, we just party with people. So we shock away from the ladies or Samantha.
Yeah. But I always want to give a birthday shout out to my beautiful wife, April. She's 34 today, an amazing mom of 4, 3 boys and 1 girl, and the best wife. How about the Dirty Germans talking about some April Fools and Coach Ted giving her advice on 34? Thanks, guys. That from Tyler.
Yeah, to be honest with you, if you're going to celebrate April Fool's Day, the proper way to do it is have sex with fools. And us dirty Germans are fools.
Yeah. Well, you get her a hot bottle and you get her in some rooms and you turn out the lights and you leave.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. No sex.
April Fools.
Tyler and his wife April down in Oklahoma. Listen.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's an old cat listener, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were on the rock station down there for 2 or 3 years.
All right, Oklahoma. Turning 34. 34 again. Great age, right? Right in that sweet spot of middle 30s or whatever. I would tell you, though, if you live in Oklahoma, just do yourself a favor. Don't get too excited. You're not winning a national title in football. And the Cowboys aren't good.
Happy birthday to Big Guy, a.k.a. the Crab Daddy, our little April Fool's baby on his 36th trip around the sun. If he could get some thrill shotgun gets, a happy Chinooka, and a bong rip. We love you. We're proud to call you ours. That from Mom and from Dad.
Get. Happy Chinooka.
Get. Guys, it's my husband's 32nd birthday today. Big fan of the radio, especially the men's room. He listens every day. So one of his birthday wishes, he asked for a birthday shout-out and asked for the Dirty Germans talking about carpentry and a fish sandwich. That would make his birthday. He's an amazing husband, and I'm proud of him. Lots of love, and love you, JR. That from your wife.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Yeah, you know, in Deutschland, carpentry means something different. It means we inspect the pubic hair on the ladies.
Yeah, you know, in Germany, you have to be careful if you end up with a splinter.
That's carpentry.
Yeah, you call it what you want here in the United States. Different in Deutschland.
Boo bitches, you'll probably get a lot of these today. Wonder how many are legit, but my husband Alex has opened a snake in a can of peanuts for 37 years now. I thought a shout-out for him and his favorite radio show would be a better alternative this time around. So, can I get a fart montage to match his high-protein diet, a bong rip, and the Dirty Germans talking about all the things he can do since his birthday is actually April Fool's. Cheers, guys. That from Tracy.
Yeah, the birthday of an April Fool's birthday is when you have sexy time in the bedroom. If you have whiskey D and can't perform, you simply say, April Fools!
Yeah, he's got that protein D.
Yeah.
He has not been having any pineapple or bananas. Just steak.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I introduced my husband Kyle to your show 14 years ago. We started dating as I'd already been listening for years. We love you guys. Appreciate the continued laughs. Could you wish him a happy 41st birthday, Dirty German style, on how he can improve his golf game? Keep on rocking, guys. That from Brienne.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Count the number of dimples on your balls and grip your staff tightly.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do. I would concentrate more on being better at sex because I've seen your swing.
Guys, it's my dad's birthday today. His name is Adam. I want him to know I appreciate everything he does and that I love him lots. How about a fish sandwich montage and a bong rip? Thank you, guys. That from Kyla.
Can I get
a fillet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Or a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side.
Ooh, yeah.
I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some relish in the morning. At noon and at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? So you don't want a fish sandwich?
Oh, Michelle says my 53rd trip around this planet. Don't know if anyone will send you an email. So how about a bong rip and Coke Ted pumping me up about being newly divorced? You guys rock. That from Adam in Gold Bar.
First of all, we got to do, man, we're Gold Bar, so we got to freak out, man. Don't freak out. Make sure it's cocaine, not meth. I've been up to Gold Bar. Second of all, before you do any, get your car and drive out of Gold Bar, right? You're newly divorced. We need to find some women. They're not there. Holding up there is loggers and meth heads. Wow.
Gentlemen, I have a special birthday request.
Have you been to Gold Bar?
No.
All right.
For my cousin Connie Sue, she is 66 today. Her dad loved that her birthday fell on April Fool's, and he made the most of it. So can we get a Smokey Robinson Happy Chinooka and some Miles' dad April Fool's jokes? I know my Uncle Bud will be laughing from heaven. I'll love you forever from Jack Jack. That from the Jackster.
Happy Chinooka.
Let's see here. What do you call an alien with 3 testicles? What do you call an alien with 3 testicles?
An extraterrestrial?
An extraterrestrial. Oh, good work, Mike. Yes. By the way, my buddy asked me why I bought a boat.
Oh, yeah, what'd you tell him?
There was a sale. Let's see. I'll give you a couple more. What's the difference between roast beef and pea soup?
I know this one.
Anyone can roast beef.
Mike, I'm with you. I thought I was going down a different thing.
What do cannibals eat when their breath stinks? What do cannibals eat when their breath stinks?
I
don't know.
Mentos. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweine.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
$50,000 to $80,000 to repair and replace a broken sewer? That stinks.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an older home.
We don't have that kind of money. I mean, who does?
Well, don't wait until it's too late. Call Pinky's.
Pinky's?
Yes, Darlene. Pinky's Plumbing. They do everything plumbing, even sewer and drain cleaning. A little preventative maintenance now will save you a big headache later. Just schedule it at pinkysplumbing.com.
Oh, thanks, Ethel.
Fly.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hart and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. It looks like German police keep getting duped by discarded lifelike sex dolls. People are tossing them off the side of the road and whatnot. They're tossing them in ponds, and they just look like dead bodies out there.
Well, ha, but you lost your sex doll.
Yeah.
I don't think they lost them, Miles.
I think they're done.
I think they just got rid of them.
Okay.
I need this to not be here anymore.
My wife's coming back.
That's right. She can't know that I got this. I got a girlfriend.
Those things are expensive, though.
That's kind of my thought with it as well. You know, these things were not, they didn't fall off the truck. Like, these things were discarded.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Those things are hundreds of dollars to get.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have a hard time parting with mine.
That's right. Right?
All three of them.
It's got to be a real commitment.
Yeah.
New research shows that when bees get stressed, they get pessimistic. They become pessimists.
What is it? How do you...
kind of where I was
How do you
at.
know that a bee is being pessimistic?
So I looked a little bit more into it because I thought the exact
Nobody
same thing.
even gets hurt by my stings anymore.
Oh. But basically what they did is they showed that enough negative stimulus caused the bees to get stressed out, and then they started kind of avoiding the stressful situations. They started changing how they went about their way. So that's kind of the pessimistic deal. However,
is it more like pattern awareness, like this situation ends negatively, so just avoid it?
Right. That's the way I saw it as well.
I'm not being pessimistic when I don't just walk in the middle of the street. It's just I recognize that I'm putting myself in a bad situation.
Right. And it's when you go out camping.
Yeah.
You put up your tent. You always put the rain fly up. I don't care if it's the middle of doggone July.
Yeah,
You put that
always.
rain fly up. That doesn't make you pessimistic.
Right.
That means that you just recognize you've learned from the past.
Yeah, you've had an experience that taught you something.
Right. You've gotten caught in it before. So that's basically what they were saying. So I was like, okay, so they're not pessimistic.
They're not pessimistic. They're not stupid.
They just learn from what happened.
Right.
Gen Z has something new to identify if you're old. And this actually did catch me off guard. It's whether or not your email is your first and last name at gmail.com.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Well, it means that you were around when it started.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you needed an email.
But I started thinking about that as well, because there were a lot of, Craig Johnsons out there that couldn't have their first and last name because it got taken up by too many people.
Yeah.
Ted Smiths. How many times did you have to put the 1, 2, 3 or 6, 9, 4, 20?
Yeah, and I don't have
your
a
name?
Ted Smith.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's booty shaker.
Well, I guess my work email, right?
Sure.
Well, that they assigned to you. You can't even tell them what you want. Probably because we'd have Booty Shaker 69. They're like,
Right.
no, you're S. Hill.
Exactly.
Don't get creative.
Take
It's
the
your
one
name.
that we gave to you.
Right.
Oh, no. Because you would make that your work email, too.
I absolutely would.
I'm not looking at management. I don't give a damn. Whatever. Booty Shaker 69420.
I mean, if they got to reach it, like, I'm Booty Shaker 69. What do you want me to tell you, man? I'll still get the email.
Who would do that?
Shoot me an email.
Absolute hug. Ted.
Well, my favorite is 90 pounds of D.
90 pounds of D. There's a new surface design and production that can prevent frost buildup for 150 hours. On
Okay.
what? Just things. It's just a new surface.
You're talking about like spraying your plants?
I believe so. Not spraying your plants so much, but
Windshield.
your windshield,
Okay, all right.
your gutters, or whatever it is. Something that
Pipes.
you'd prefer to not get all frosted up.
Yeah.
Exactly. The new nightmare of AI. ChatGPT can make realistic-looking receipts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's becoming a problem.
Well, I mean, of course it can.
Right.
You think of all the things it can do. It's like, well, I could do that. Certainly it can do that.
Right.
It just does it faster.
And all you need to do is just be able to get in there with a product, deliver the receipt, get the return for it, and get the hell out of Dodge.
How many kids are going to have look at my report card. I got all
No
A's.
kidding. Ooh. No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, to get like when the technology's there, there's
But the
nothing
problem-
wrong with any technology. It is what people choose to do with it.
But the problem with that is that the report cards, the parents need to sign it and give it back to the teacher. So you need to create a fake report card with a carbon copy sheet or something like that you can then get them to accidentally sign the real report card, not knowing what it is that they're looking at.
Man, look, there are ways around it.
There's always ways around it.
If I were 15 years old and had this technology, my parents would think I'm on honor roll. Everything would be signed. Right, but come on.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure AI could probably forge my parents' signature on any document.
That's to say, are kids still forging signatures?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. Like when I was in
did.
high school, like if you were doing bad halfway through the quarter, you got deficiencies.
Yeah, I know those.
And they had to be signed.
Yep. My parents never signed one, but they always showed up signed.
Right.
Yeah, my parents never signed a single deficiency, and I got a lot of deficiencies. But as far as the teacher knew, my parents saw it, they signed it, it'll all be taken care of.
And if you don't like cleaning your room or making your bed a lot, don't hide them under your pillow. Yeah. That's not a fun conversation at midnight.
No, it is not. At midnight. The hell's this, Ted?
I don't know when they found them, but that was just for some reason.
How many?
Oh, that was what was that, my sophomore
A
year?
treasure
I mean,
trove.
Yeah, if I had 6 subjects, there's probably 4 deficiencies. Maybe not midnight, but it was later in the night. I was like sitting downstairs or something. And like my brother's 7 years older. So it wasn't just my mom and my dad. Then my brother's sitting there too. Like, I got a coach at that school. Holy damn it.
All right. YouTube gaming influencers are having a negative impact on video game purchases.
Why? I would think that would make people want to buy them.
I think it depends. Like, my kid will watch the games that he likes. He'll watch the YouTube guys play them. And a lot of times it's because they'll give you keys to playing a better, secrets, blah, blah, blah. But if it's a game he doesn't have yet, and these guys are bitching about it, I mean, it turns them off. It's like a Yelp review, essentially.
I see.
Well, so they're playing, even if it's like, it's a little glitchy on this, or it should have more of a cachet of this, or whatever it is. If you're in that world, if these guys that you watch all the time don't necessarily like what they're playing or how it's done or what could be improved.
Well, and I'll give you the other side of it. If it's, to your point, Ted, if it's a good multiplayer game that I can play with my friends or it's something that's interesting, absolutely. I'm going to buy that game. That influences me to buy that one. However, if it's a story game, if it's a single-player adventure sort of a thing, well, you're getting the entire story watching this streamer do it. Right. If it's a horror game, you're getting through all the scares with this particular streamer. So they're still enjoying the game. They just didn't have to pay a cent for it. So I'm wondering if that's part of it. It's Laugh at Work Week.
Oh, really?
Have you guys laughed at work today that wasn't at something the boss said?
Hey, he told us a good joke earlier.
Yeah, there were some dirty jokes that you can't do on it, but the boss comes around and he had kind of a dad joke for Miles.
All right.
And then everyone ups the ante and the dirty jokes come out. Those are pretty funny.
A new study found that screen time in bed increases your risk of insomnia by 59% per hour.
I believe that.
Right.
Because you're not sleeping. I mean, you're looking at the screen.
Exactly.
You needed a study to figure that out.
And if you are going to be looking at the screen, make it something innocuous that you're not thinking about.
I agree with that.
I end up scrolling on TikToks before I go to sleep, and I get it, the blue light theory and all that I need to put the phone away and not do it. However, I'm not looking at anything with any kind of weight to it. I'm not reading politics. I'm not reading the news. I'm not...
Watch a Jason Statham movie.
Exactly.
It's fun and irrelevant.
I go to bed early, take my iPad upstairs, watch a television show on that, then turn it off. So I only watch it to watch TV on.
Perfect.
Yeah, but then do a study to figure out that if you're not trying to actively go to sleep, that you're runing your sleep cycle.
Right. It's
Congratulations, guys.
It's not insomnia. Put the damn screen away.
Right.
I think it's tougher when you wake up and you can't go to sleep.
Yes.
Go back to sleep, so you're just bored, and that's where I'll get in trouble. I'll pick up my phone and be like, screw it. I'll scroll around on Twitter or Instagram for a while. And you're right. But then at that point, I'm literally preventing myself from going to sleep.
Exactly. We teased it earlier on the show, but it is April Fool's Day, and some companies get behind it as well.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 of the best April Fool's Day jokes from brands. April Fools can sometimes go too far. For example, when I was a young and foolish teen, I took an empty bag of those candies that melt in your mouth and not in your hand. Then I spray painted a bunch of small nuts and screws and washers the colors of that tasty candy treat, and told some third graders these were new shapes and designs from their favorite chocolate goodness.
He was 30 when he did this.
Imagine the look on those kids' faces when they broke their teeth and started bleeding. Fun times.
Good Lord. So these are April Fool's Day products, as I like to call them. So Omaha Steaks got on it. They have Meet Cute romance novels. Omaha Steaks took its Meet Cute romance novels prank to the next level by actually releasing a 30-page preview of a non-existent romance novel called Certified Tender by equally fictional author Bianca Tornadoes.
Bianca Tornadoes.
The book is said to be the first of the company's line of romance novels, which also includes Smashed Together by Rebecca Solomio and Perfection Takes Time by Selena Costada.
Out of name mine, I want some pink in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Mrs. T's pierogi-inspired skincare line.
All right.
Mrs. T's, the brand best known for its frozen pierogies, announced it's a premium pampering set including mini pierogi eye patches, a whipped potato and aged cheddar cheese face cream, and a butter and onion flavored lip oil. Quote, have you ever wanted to get the glow of the pierogi you just finished cooking? Well, now it's your chance with our new pierogi-inspired skincare line.
Yeah. I like it.
How many of these are the company throwing it out there like, oh, it's a joke? Like, would you guys actually get this?
You know what's weird, though?
I bet you if there was some big, I don't know, email campaign like, damn, I'm upset that this is not true, within a year that product could be out there.
Do you know what that plant makes other than pierogies, Mike?
No.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
So if you're in Shenandoah,
yeah.
every bar has pierogies. everyone's drinking a Bloody Mary, whatever time of day it is.
All right.
And the smell when you walk by the plant is weird. It's tomatoes and like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it smells like.
Yeah, Mrs. T's is. I'll stand by that mix.
All right. Never gotten after that one. I might have to give it a shot.
Yeah. But what's the other one now that's so easy? And sometimes they put it in a concentrate, like in a little bag.
I was just saying the one in the bag. I don't know the
you
name.
literally get a bottle of tomato juice, dump that in there, and you have a good Bloody Mary mix.
All right. Olipop soda.
Oh,
yeah.
I almost fell for this one.
What you got, Ted?
It seemed odd, but I was like, ranch flavored soda.
Oh. Hidden Valley Ranch flavored soda.
There was also hot honey soda and something else.
Let's see, do they have it here?
Well, with Jones doing the whole line back in the day of all the Thanksgiving stuff,
sure.
It seems probable.
So they actually made several different Hidden Valley Ranch flavors. So this is the prebiotic soft drink maker Olipop. They announced it's teaming with Hidden Valley for a Ranch Lovers 4-pack featuring 4 different varieties of dressing-flavored drinks, and they include jalapeno ranch, hot honey ranch, just regular Hidden Valley Ranch, and then garlic ranch. Good God. Somebody actually is looking for this, though.
Oh, of course.
Ted almost fell for it. Somebody is going to eBay right now trying to find this thing.
And as much as people in America love ranch.
Yeah.
Just circling back, Dimitri's. That's another good.
Dimitri's,
all right.
Bloody Mary mix.
April Fool's Day products from companies Body Armor has released the electrolyte infused shampoo. Sports drink company Body Armor announced its first foray outside the beverage category, the Body Armor Sports Performance Shampoo. Designed to deliver the latest in active hydration and functionality for consumers, Body Armor's new Sports Performance Shampoo is specifically formulated to ensure the perfect balance of electrolytes and vitamins to meet the unique needs of athletes and support healthy hair care. All right, then.
I tried.
Good work.
You guys ever drink Body Armor?
I have not.
I think I did like once. It's not terrible.
Massive on the East Coast. I like it. I feel like it hydrates you better because they use coconut water in it.
That's probably why I didn't go too far with it. I don't like coconut water.
It does have a different taste. It's not as sweet as like Gatorade's.
Yeah. Sure. Cadbury cream eggs. Anybody like Cadbury cream eggs?
No.
What are they doing?
They call this, it's called On the Goo.
Oh, no.
Confectioner Cadbury announced its most popular product, the Goo, from inside of its famous cream eggs, will now be available
Made with mayonnaise.
in packets for flavoring snacks, including French fries, while On the Goo.
Move over. Said anything other than French fries, it seems believable.
Right, but what would you goo it with?
Breakfast pastries.
Okay,
Right.
you know what?
If you made muffins or something like that, you say, it's just the goo. That would make sense.
Put it on your toast.
Yeah. I wouldn't, but I can understand if people would.
Has anybody heard of the $19 strawberry?
No.
That thing that went around?
strawberry.
That is not an April Fool's prank. That is a thing, the $19 strawberry. And our friends at Welch's have come out with the $19 strawberry fruit snack. The fruit snack company Welch's, did I have to dump that? Parodied luxury groceries chain Air One's infamous $19 single strawberry with its $19 Welch's fruit snacks single strawberry. A single individually packaged strawberry fruit snack with a hefty price tag. The company released a tasting video parodying the social media response. Erewhon is the one that made the $19 strawberry.
Why would you spend $19 on a strawberry?
Because it's Erewhon.
It's like a luxury grocery store in LA.
And I think I've seen videos. There's somebody that goes to that grocery store and they'll grab something off the shelf. My wife and I started playing a game. They'll grab a crate of grapes that's about that big, right?
Okay.
They'll grab it and then we'll pause it until they show the price tag and we'll guess what it is. And that little guy, I kid you not, Steve, that is a $35 package of grapes.
What is it?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's L.A.
Okay, that's it.
Literally all it is. You know, Jack Black farted on it. I don't even know what it is, dude. Like,
It's supposed to be like imported from somewhere or something special.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You tell people, I mean, look, it's the truth. If stuff costs more, people think it's better.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they do it with wine all the time.
Absolutely. Yahoo has created the Grassy Keyboard. Tech company Yahoo is bringing the outdoors to the indoors with the Yahoo Agricultural Interface, a turf-covered keyboard to make sure that you're never told to touch grass during an online argument
Did you see
ever
a picture?
again. Yes, I did. Look at this thing.
Jesus.
They actually put
kinda
turf
like
onto
it.
a keyboard. Same. The problem is that you have to go by memory of what's on that doggone keyboard.
Right.
And if you don't know a keyboard, you're screwed. And then I will leave you with this one. This is the last of the April Fool's Day products. The Silent Crunch Bar. Chocolate maker Nestle announced its new Silent Crunch Bar, which uses cooked rice for 75% less noise. Cooked rice. With the standard crispy rice and chocolate treat. Because not all heroes wear capes. Some just cook their rice first. The company said on social media. They also made Dr. Pepper flavored Tic Tacs. I wanted to say that one, but I ran out of time.
I like Dr. Pepper. That doesn't seem like that crazy of a joke.
I feel like that would actually sell.
They should do that. Miles, how does a pregnant woman get away with 2 different robberies and make her husband her unwitting accomplice?
Is this a dad joke?
It could be, but I'll tell you the answer at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
You know it, man.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve will thrill hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast Jonathan Chapa of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, last Friday, Jonathan and a friend were driving around in a car with the temporary tag, but the temporary tag was covered with a tinted license plate cover. So the police officers who spotted the car, they attempted to pull it over, but Jonathan sped off, beginning a high-speed chase. Now, at some point, well, the cops, they lost the car, and Jonathan figured that he was in the clear, and he was so confident in his evasive abilities that he pulled into a gas station to put air in his tires. Now, somehow he didn't notice the police helicopter that had been noisily following overhead and hovered over him the entire time that he was filling his tires. Worse for him, when the cops showed up, they smelled weed, found a huge bag of weed, as well as plastic baggies and 2 digital scales. Shockingly, Jonathan was arrested on multiple charges. Now, I'm sorry. If you were being chased by a helicopter, how do you not notice? Especially when you pull into the gas station and it is directly overhead. They're not known for being quiet. You've just eluded police. Police have these things called, radios, where they kind of send out the message. Somehow he didn't notice. Just putting air in his tires. Cops rolled up like, you've got to be kidding. I think the cops were disappointed. Like, you didn't just keep going. You honestly stopped to put air in your tires.
No, my tire was low.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I respect his attention to detail.
I'll give him that. I will give him that.
It's not a good year.
Hey-o. Whoops.
Thank you.
So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola. Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This Now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies, yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes, when they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
Catchy tune, right? But don't let the urge to sing along distract you from the truck drifting towards your lane or that lane-splitting biker creeping up beside you. Fortunately, every Hyundai offers advanced safety features that can alert you to potential dangers around you. And Hyundai has over 120 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. Because Hyundai is always working to ensure the road doesn't... Hyundai vehicles have won over 120 IIHS Top Safety Awards from 2006 to 2024.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steven Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Nick. Welcome to the Men's Room.
What's going on, guys?
Hola! All right, Nick. Nick, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of 3 stories. Today, we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Hit Me with Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Ooh, I think I like Hit Me with Your Best Shot.
All right, we have another unique weapon that's been unlocked in the old Sunshine State of Florida. 40-year-old Florida woman, she's been charged with felony battery for attacking a male acquaintance with a deadly weapon. Investigators charged that Nikki Quarterman, she was, quote, very intoxicated when she got into a verbal domestic-related argument with the 63-year-old victim around 11:30 a.m. this past Saturday. Now, the pair have been in an on-and-again and off-again relationship for the past 10 years. But after the argument, Quarterman took her clothes off and started to break everything in the victim's St. Petersburg residence. Now, after the man got Quarterman to go outside, she grabbed something and swung it at the victim multiple times. Quarterman then threw the object at the victim, who suffered a laceration to his hand when he put it up to block the incoming object. She then locked herself in the victim's garage, but was taken into custody after a brief struggle. After posting a $15,000 bond, Quarterman was released from the county jail, and a judge has ordered her to have no contact with the victim. Now, the question is, what did she swing at her on-again, off-again boyfriend? Was it a potted plant, a conch shell, a sand bucket, or a sand shovel? So potted plant, conch shell, sand bucket, or sand shovel. What did she swing at her on-again, off-again boyfriend?
Oh, I mean, they're in Florida.
They're in Florida. Yes, indeed.
Conch shells are sharp. They'll cut your feet, and there might be something you find in the front yard there. That's what my gut wants to go with. You didn't say it, but I was also thinking garden gnome, but that's not an option.
It was not a garden gnome.
Typically in Florida, it's a pink flamingo.
Yes, true, and I think that means something else too. So I'm going to go with the conch shell.
All right, conch shell for Nick. Okay, I'll go potted plant.
Would happen. Yeah, potted plant too. That might be, but the Florida's leaning conch shell.
It is. When I think of like conch shells, I think Key West, like southern Florida, whereas like St. Pete is right by Tampa, right?
Yes. Yep.
True.
I'm saying it's a bucket. Sand bucket.
Sand.
It's got a little tiny handle. It's easy to pick up. You already naked.
What did she beat this guy with? A potted plant, a conch shell, a sand bucket, or a sand shovel? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
The shenanigans continue. This is The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Category, hit me with your best shot on profile. Let's get a Florida woman. She was charged with battery after beating her boyfriend with an object. She was arrested. I'm assuming the object was in the home.
It was outside of the home. Remember, she
outside.
was naked and outside.
Okay. Was it a potted plant, a conch shell, a sand bucket, or a sand shovel?
And Nick, that is the very question we posed to you. You initially thought garden gnome, but it wasn't one of the options. Being that she was naked, I also thought about offering up one of her breasts. But in this case, the choices were potted plant, conch shell, sand bucket, or sand shovel. Let us start with Ted Smith.
Oh, damn it.
And you went with the old sand bucket. Not a bad guess.
It's right there.
Right, just not the right guess. Miles Montgomery, you went with the potted plant. Not the potted plant. And Nick, you went with the conch shell, saying, well, it can cut you up, lacerate you. And you are correct, sir.
Nice job, Nick.
She got charged with use of a deadly weapon.
You ever had a conch fritter?
I did when I was in the Bahamas years ago. I did not enjoy it.
I'm not sure I have.
Yeah, it seems like one of those things. It sounds good, but I think that meat is just a tough texture.
It was really tough. Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Yeah. All right, your choices. You got Seth Meyers, the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Stephen Colbert, Thomason,
Taylor,
or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there to tell you why these guys have teams of talent, writing or something, come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
It's a wild story, but off the coast of South Africa, killer whales are terrorizing great white sharks by attacking them and eating their livers. And now the sharks are scared. Wait, am I supposed to feel bad for great white sharks now?
Fallon.
Smith?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't think the people that live down there care.
No.
The sharks are getting eaten.
Oh, they're happy. I mean, in a weird way. I mean, when I was there, they took a lot of the shark nets down.
Oh, yeah.
These sharks, they don't want to be in the area anymore. So they know what's up.
They said when a great white shark smells the blood of another great white shark, they tend to leave.
Correct.
Yeah. It's kind of like us seeing a human head. You go like, I'm not going to that
house.
That
migratory pattern in the Indian Ocean. That is not happening anymore.
Yeah. A New Jersey resident who won more than $1 million on the lottery said that she was inspired to buy a ticket by a dream. And that dream was finally leaving New Jersey.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
That's sad.
A New Jersey resident who won more than $1 million in the lottery said they were inspired to buy a ticket by a dream. The dream of finally leaving New Jersey.
Officials seized a submarine that was filled with over 6 tons of cocaine. A sub filled with cocaine, or is it known at Blimpies, a number 5?
I'll say Seth again.
Yeah, Seth.
It's Fallon.
Well, this is wild. I heard that officials just seized a submarine in the Atlantic Ocean that was filled with over 6.5 tons of cocaine.
Ooh.
Yeah, a sub filled with cocaine, or as it's known at Blimpies, the number 5.
Blimpies are good. I think there's anything out here.
Yeah.
The food delivery service DoorDash announced it's partnering with the finance firm Klarna to offer buy now, pay later for meals. Previously, the only way you could pay later was to order from Chipotle.
Fallon.
Seth.
The food delivery service DoorDash has announced it's partnering with the finance firm Klarna to offer buy now, pay later plans for meals. Previously, the only way to pay later was by ordering Chipotle.
Hating on Chipotle.
Damn.
Let's see. Got an update on the Morgan Wallen drama.
Okay.
Now everybody's been waiting. Like I said yesterday, like Kenan Thompson came out yesterday. He wasn't really sure what was going on. Now some people are saying that maybe did Morgan Wallen get snubbed by Lauren Michaels? Like that basically they're saying that Lauren walked up before the taping and hugged the host, but ignored Morgan. Now this is just a random person on the internet, but they say like he basically turned his back on him.
Yeah. Okay. I read a couple more things today about that.
All right. Well, the other thing I've read too. Go ahead.
Sorry, my voice is shot. That he was asked by Lauren Michaels to do a skit at the end of the show.
And didn't want to do it.
So they brought in like Joe Jonas or one of the Jonas brothers to do the skit.
Correct.
And I guess he was just being cold by the fact that he wasn't asking for much. I'm not sure if the bit was pre-recorded or so he didn't have to do it live.
Right.
But he just refused to do it.
Which is odd because last time he was on there, he did a few skits. And generally, I think it's awesome when you see the musical guest in a skit. Yeah, I know. That was funny seeing Joe Jonas pop up, though. Which, also, I mean, if you ask your musical guest, who's one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and he goes, no, I'm not doing it. That's kind of a power move to be like, no sweat. We'll get Joe Jonas. Yeah. So, Miles, I'm with you. There's a ton of stories coming out here. I will say, and I have nothing at all to prove this. My theory is that something definitely happened, and I think he kind of knew what he was doing by walking off the front of it.
Sure.
And he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I just want." It's like, yeah. I mean, look. You only have to see SNL a few times in your life to know how that show ends. And also, like, even if you're that mad at those people, like, just stand there for what is it, 30 seconds? I mean, hell, you could have shook two hands of the cast members and disappeared, and nobody would have ever known, right? Because by the time
walk out the back,
or right, and walk out the back. By the time
no
you
one's
pan
talking
out,
about you,
right? Nobody can notice. So, like I was saying yesterday to Mike, it just seems like sometimes he just does stuff to like get a reaction to get people to not like him.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, it's not going to hurt his sales. People can go to his concerts, and people are talking about him for free publicity. So, he's probably like, dude, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to comment on it. You guys speculate all because the more you speculate, the more it goes on. If I actually give you a concrete answer, it goes away.
Yeah. Well, and you're absolutely right. And it's not going to slow down either. And, like, I don't know. Throwing the chair off the thing was dumb, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, I have a buddy that works for him. I was like, I don't know. He's super nice to us.
And, look, man, I grew up listening to rock. So, throwing a chair and all that, I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's how it goes,
lighter
brother.
than a television.
I mean, it's been going on for a long time. It's nothing new, man. I can't believe people freaked out that much. Like, worse things have been done, man. But yeah, he's kind of liked as far as that stuff goes. Like, you might not like him, but like he's not doing anything.
He threw it off the equivalent of like Bourbon Street in Nashville off of a 3 or 4 story building.
Yeah. So, right. So the other thing is, too, when he threw it off, it basically almost hit 2 cops that were just working their beat.
Now, that's a thing.
Right. You ever seen a house on TV and you're like, man, I want to live there?
Well, sure.
All right. So you could pick any house, animated, regular TV show. Just start thinking, is there any houses you'd want to live in? Now, obviously, when we're talking about the houses, we're talking about the facade you see.
Sure.
Right? You know what I mean? So I'll just give you a hint. Like, number 1 was the Tanner House in San Francisco from Full House.
Just now, for the sheer value of it, yeah.
With that said, right, there's that famous park right there. I think they call those houses the Painted Ladies or something.
I believe that's correct.
I mean,
that's where the Dead Home is. The Grateful Dead house.
Is it right? I thought it was closer to the Haight.
It is. So that's not close to this.
It is. I just know you go a few blocks, the neighborhoods change.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know where those houses are is like the most expensive real estate in there.
Yeah.
It is funny. Now I've been to 2 Dead shows. I have walked through the Haight Ashbury. Didn't really mean much to me then. I was just like, all right.
I enjoy Haight, man. It is a fun little spot.
Hard to get out of Amoeba. Once you get in there, you're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
There goes my wallet.
And I mean, let's be honest, the whole thing that kind of really killed that scene, which does a lot of stuff, was just the speed, right? Like, because back in the day, you got people going there, everybody's doing acid, they're doing mushrooms, this and that. and then somewhere it kind of turns, right? And then you got, amphetamine showing up.
Right.
You got other stuff showing up, and then the scene really changed a lot, and it got kind of bad. I think they've done a good job of trying to get it back to what it used to be.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, but speed's a tough one. All right, let's see. Mike, you got any? You watch a lot of TV, but you've seen TV.
Yeah, but I don't know that I've ever watched a TV show or a movie where I've actually looked at the house like, oh, I really like that house.
All right. Well, like Tony Soprano's mansion.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Right? That made the list. I tell you, one I would always put on here was the brownstone on the Cosby Show.
Ooh, solid, man.
Right.
That's a solid.
for Philly, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were in New York, weren't they?
I think it was
He's
Philly.
from Philly.
I feel like he was a Philly apologist. I think the
Man,
show
you might be
took-
right, Ted.
Either way,
I assume based on all the Temple gear that the show was based in Philly.
but Brownstone or Philly or New York, if you got a brownstone, you're doing all right.
Right, and I'm not sure that term exists anywhere else.
What's that?
As people like, you look at an old school row house in D.C., that's just a row house. I would call it a brownstone.
Baltimore's got a few brownstones. Philly has a ton of brownstones, and like Brooklyn predominantly has a lot of brownstones.
Right. So that's what I always think about. Some people said Walter White's house at Albuquerque.
I considered that one. It's a little dated for my taste, but hey, it's got a pool out back. If you're in New Mexico, great weather outside.
Yeah, and some of them are just simple if you just know these neighborhoods and what it's based on, right?
Real nice chicken joint down the way.
Right. So like Monica's apartment in Friends. Right, like that was
it's cool.
But that's what I'm saying. If you know New York City and where they're supposed to live, the fact that she could afford that place is what's mind-blowing.
Yeah, you go like,
So
if I'm
people
making
are
that
like,
money, hell yeah.
Right. Like number 2 on the list, the Banks house from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's a mansion.
In Bel-Air.
Right.
Okay, the Beverly Hillbillies mansion then.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
The cement pond.
Miles, that's a great call. Did not make the list.
I'm just
but
saying.
I'm with you. Right?
Because that house still exists. They haven't not torn it down. They haven't done it.
Oh, really?
It was like a mansion back then. It was like a castle type thing.
Sure.
But it's still in wherever it is, Hollywood, I guess.
Yeah. Some people said the Simpson home from Springfield. I think you got to be a big fan. I mean, at the end of the day,
It's a quaint
seems like it's 2-3 bedroom home with 1 bathroom.
Yeah.
Kind of look like the home I grew up in with 5 people. 1 bathroom sucked.
The first house that came to mind for me was the Family Guy house, but even then, I wouldn't want that one. And you know what my biggest irk with it is I realized this a while back, and this is stupid that I figured this out. It is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and that bathroom is up the doggone stairs. The living room is on the main floor, the kitchen's on the main floor, everything's on the main floor. But if I have to go my ass upstairs every time I need to hit the bathroom, I'm out. Like, just looking from a home buying perspective, I don't want that doggone house.
Spoken like a homeowner.
Mike, you would hate row houses on the East Coast.
Yes, I would.
Yeah,
Ted.
you would.
That is a standard
Yeah.
thing. But it's funny, like my sister still lives in one, but it's just her. But like my cousin, like her and her husband are having a second baby, and like when I went over to her house to have dinner with her husband, and Joe was like, "I'm done walking up and down those stairs to go to the bathroom." And I will tell you, like it sucks if you have more than a few people. But yeah, in the middle of the night, especially. Sometimes you sleep in the basement if you're visiting somebody. It's like, oh man, I gotta go
2 flights.
Do you have more than 1 bathroom?
Yes, I have 2 bathrooms.
Do you have a bathroom that you poop in and one that your wife poops in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I read a whole article about this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
They said people, even if they have 3 bathrooms in their house, they only 95% of the time poop in 1 toilet in that house, and that is their designated pooping spot.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you got a basement bathroom, if that's your spot, that's where you go poop. Not that you wouldn't pee in the other bathroom, but if you're going to do the business, you take that bathroom and that's yours.
Yeah, but 95% of the time we keep to our own
And
bathrooms.
it's not the one that your significant other uses.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Separate pooping facilities.
She keeps all of her stuff in hers. I keep all of my stuff in mine. She showers in hers. I shower in mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. That way you can find the sink.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
My
I mean,
sink's clean.
I think I'd still want to shower in the bathroom closest to my house or to my bedroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like if I was married and we lived in a house with 2 beds, she was like, "You go to that other one to poop." I'd be like, "Cool,
Yeah.
I can
Peace
fathom
and
that."
quiet.
I mean, hell, like we've talked about it. Like I'll do it sometimes in hotels, right? Like if it's like one of those tailgate trips and there's 4 of us in a room, I don't want to destroy that room for all of us.
Lobby.
I'll just go to the lobby.
I go to the lobby, man.
There's 3 stalls in here. We all have our own that we pay.
That's right.
You know?
Let's see here.
That one's mine.
The Mariners are back in action tonight if you want to check that out.
Great. Yes. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world. Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, our top story, we go to Poland, where a clever criminal was caught. A local bank had an unidentified person walk into their branch only to threaten the teller with a gun, demanding cash. The teller cooperated, handing over the bills and sending the thief on their way before calling police. Officers were able to get the CCTV footage of the robber, who appeared to be a woman on the thicker side, if you will. They attempted to track down the robber, but to no avail. But luckily, just a couple weeks later, another bank was robbed by the same criminal, and this time the officers were able to track her down enough to get their hands on her. And as it turns out, she was able to get away with the crime, as well as dupe her husband into being an unwitting accomplice. Because she wasn't on the thicker side, she was pregnant. Her husband had dropped her off at nearby hospitals for both those banks for routine appointments concerning the pregnancy, and waived off any suspicion of the funds, declaring them as lottery wins.
Okay.
She was arrested and faces a steep prison sentence.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, so she's able to say, hey, I got to go to the hospital for this whatever checkup. Why he's not in there, too, is a little suspect. But
she probably just threw something. But you don't want to be in here.
Right, you don't want to be in here for this one. But then, yeah, she just went on down to the bank that was nearby, robbed the joint, and then walked on back. And
then he gets to be a single father.
Exactly.
I wonder if the baby's charged.
Right?
That's a two-person operation.
Yeah, damn straight,
Baby
man.
was there, accomplice.
Look out.
Charging him as an adult.
Did you ever try to stop her at any point? I kicked her.
I kicked her in the gut.
In other news, still in Europe, a flight bound from France to the Caribbean had to turn back around for an interesting reason. A passenger couldn't locate their phone. While this might not seem like any real issue, the crew cited probable safety concerns should the phone's battery overheat and cause a fire, prompting them to turn the plane back around and land again back in Paris. This isn't the first case of a flight needing to be grounded due to a missing phone, but they did take the time to ask passengers that they be sure of the whereabouts of their belongings.
Well, airplane mode's a thing, but that's not going to stop your battery from blowing up if it's going to do that.
No, it's not.
So what do they think? If it blows up and it's on you, then you have a better chance of putting it out?
You have a better ability to alert them that your phone is overheating. I get what you're saying. Like, it's going to overheat.
Well, if I lost it under the seat and it blows up, there's my phone.
Right. Found it. I smell it.
Yeah.
Florida's going to be Florida. A woman found herself on the wrong side of the law attempting to protect her property. She looked outside of her home one day to see the troubling sight of two teenagers on her territory fishing in the pond out back. Wasting no time, the woman armed herself with a rifle and held the two at gunpoint, forcing them to the ground and holding them there until backup arrived. threatening to, quote, blow their heads off. Luckily, yeah. She was straight up on it. Luckily, her husband saw the situation and hurried out, disarming his wife, who was thankfully holding only a realistic pellet rifle. While she's facing charges of wrongful imprisonment and aggravated assault, it's also worth noting that the boys were fishing 30 feet away from her property line.
So they weren't
They're
on
in a
her
community
property.
lake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All those homes back up to lakes.
Right.
That's why Ted says they got the big nets going around their pools because of alligators and everything else.
Snakes,
It's all community property.
Right. And they're 30 feet off your doggone property. If you're going to be Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino, get off my lawn type of just bitch, well, then know where your doggone property line's at.
Kids were 15.
You see those videos all the time on like Instagram. It's like, right, it's always like a couple teenagers, and then sometimes
fish out here.
Yeah, and like sometimes the one guy I watch, he's like, look, that neighbor said it's fine. Well, I don't care, blah blah blah. And it's like,
and they're not doing anything.
Like they're fishing, especially if they're catch and releasing.
Right.
Like, I don't know, you catch a bass, you know, like just they'll throw it back, catch it. What are you going to take bluegill home and eat it?
Right.
They're chilling.
Right. They're not on your property. They're not on your grass, so they're not messing up what it is that you're mowing. They're releasing what it is that they're catching, like you said, because it's not worth catching. What's the big deal here? What is the problem that you're having? Is it really that unsightly to have kids out there enjoying themselves just fishing out the pond?
She probably just needed a power trip.
I guess.
Like so many people.
No, you're right. But you're both right. That's exactly what it is.
It's
but also,
stupid.
it's like, we give kids such a hard time these days. It's like, all right, they're outside, they're fishing.
They're fishing.
Right. OnlyFans has found itself in the middle of a lawsuit. 2 former subscribers have sued the platform after they made a shocking discovery. They've been attempting to talk with one of the models on the platform that they took a liking to, but they came to the realization that the model was using an agency to impersonate them in consumer correspondence, then they weren't actually talking to the real model at all. This prompted them to launch a class action complaint against the company, which is set to go to trial the next couple of years. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Boss, why do you think she wants to talk to you?
Exactly.
You give her money, she gives you pictures or access to videos, transaction finished.
Yep.
Why do you think she wants to say anything or hear from you?
It is, but that's part of it, right?
Not necessarily, no.
But I'm saying if I'm paying and I get to see you, and the assumption is that I'm paying to have correspondence with you, then it should be that woman.
No, OnlyFans is strictly paying for products, be it photos or videos or live streams of that nature. You're not paying for the right to have a conversation with that person. So,
Is that not an option?
I don't believe that. That might be an option for some, Ted.
That's what I'm saying. If it's an option, then I get where they're pissed.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Like, look, I mean, it'd be like the stripper, but she's not actually talking to you.
Right.
It's like a robot voice. Like, well, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm getting duped here.
This is weird. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to New York where a man saves his best friend. The NYPD posted on their Facebook a couple photos from a save that was made earlier that day featuring a small dog. And it turns out the dog had somehow gotten loose from its owners, wandered close enough to the East River, and found herself caught in the quote-unquote rough waters. They had to add that. Authorities spotted the pooch and managed to scoop her out without incident, bringing her to a safe location where she's recovering just fine. They are still on the lookout for the owner. She's okay. They just want to find out where she's supposed to be. Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. Tonight you got NBA basketball, college tournament hoops, and Mariners baseball. Find out where and when to watch each and every one of those sports in one handy location. It is called the Sports on What app. As far as your weather, we got a little cloud cover this evening with some possible showers overnight, dropping temperatures down to about 42. Tomorrow we've got some cloudy skies early on, breaking up into partly cloudy in the afternoon with a high of 53. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework. Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Catchy tune, right? But don't let the urge to sing along distract you from the truck drifting towards your lane or that lane-splitting biker creeping up beside you. Fortunately, every Hyundai offers advanced safety features that can alert you to potential dangers around you. And Hyundai has over 120 IIHS top safety awards since 2006. Because Hyundai is always working to ensure the road doesn't... Hyundai vehicles have won over 120 IIHS top safety awards from 2006 to 2024.
The brand new Grand Casino in Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino in Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.